Hello and welcome everybody to the Neoncaster Twitch channel. I am your androgynous android game show host from the future, Nathan Blades. It is good to see you all once again. How are my mic levels? Am I coming through loud, strong and sexy? While you're all getting back to me about mic levels, introducing a friend and contributor on the show. You know him as Going Lapis Blue on Arcana Core. You know him as the wonderful GM of Era in Terra. Welcome to the show once again, Ruben.
There I am. Hello, everyone. Hello. Cyber greetings to you. Have a very digital Christmas.
And a hacker New Year or something like that. Nailed it. Yes, thank you. We decided to go for Ringmaster realness today with the kind of like with the double-breasted in the front. Yeah, popping off. But yes, thank you so much for joining me for the second day in the row of the of our charity streams, our Cyberpunk Book Club charity streams. We are going to be doing our regular kind of show as per normal, but because we are doing a charity thing, I figured I would do the camera to you all today to go and tell you what the fuck this is even about, why you're here, and what we're raising money for. We are raising money for Special Effect, who are a UK charity that support disabled people of any age and background with the software and hardware that they need to be able to play video games and enjoy them as an art form, as we are all currently doing. Yes. We are doing it in conjunction with Black Twitch UK, who are a collective of Black UK people who are on Twitch, like me. And there are actually a pretty broad number of streams, a good 7 or so people who are doing charity drives. Collectively, we are working towards raising £1,000 for Special Effects, and I think we've exceeded that. I think we're about like 1,500 already. Everybody has been super generous. Really grateful. I myself, because this is the first time I've tried to raise money on stream at all, are going for the humble goal of £100. We've managed to hit £42 of that on our first day, so it feels very achievable. We have incentives for people. If just giving out the goodness of your heart wasn't enough, you can get stuff and things. Oh boy. Yes. If you head to my specific Tiltify page, which I believe is not only in the Twitch doobly-doo beneath, not just below here, but actually in my Twitch description, but I will also post into chat. I have 3 rewards going. All members of the Black Twitch UK who are participating have a raffle going for an Elgato Stream Deck and an Elgato Wave 3 microphone. The Stream Deck is really useful if you're like me as a streamer, to be able to switch between different scenes and stuff on the fly, or different voice mods, or all sorts of different things. It's programmable. I use it all the time for Arcana Core, so the smooth production that we do on that show is partially down to that piece of technology. And
hold on. Since you're a ringmaster, can I like walk up to the podium with like a very sexy assistant's outfit and just like, wow, that sounds amazing, I would love that for me, so you better donate money. Anyway, here's the next item.
You have like a gigantic, I'll summon a gigantic fan on your behalf that you use to proffer towards the items, being like, and over here we have a Stream Deck. Yes, indeed. So yes, you can enter £10 to get into the raffle for that. At the end, we pull the prize drawing on Monday morning. There is also an Elgato Wave 3 microphone. It is not the brand of microphone that I currently use, but I don't know whether you're currently in this situation, Ruben. Are you happening to use telecommunication, teleconferencing a whole lot more now that you're in lockdown?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Nathan, because considering the circumstances that I have to make long-distance calls, I would say, yeah, I think the need for microphones have increased drastically.
Yeah, and are you sometimes in a call with somebody else who is using the microphone that's built into their laptop, and they sound like a potato that's been thrown down a well?
and you can hear every nasal inhalation and smack and dribble of spit that they have in their mouth. Oh my goodness, tell me about it, but actually don't.
Yes, well, indeed, you can avoid those terrible social digital faux pas with a good-ass microphone. In the year of our Lord 2020, you now have no excuse. You need to get yourself a decent mic if you're going to be present on the internet these days. It's kind of mandatory, and a lot of them are quite expensive, but you run the odds of being able to get a microphone yourself for just £10. It ships anywhere in the world, so even though you're in the US, you can still apply in the raffle for either of those things. And finally, if donating £10 is too rich for your blood, and I absolutely understand, we are currently in the middle of a hell year, and setting aside money for anything is pretty difficult. If you donate just £2, you can ask me a question about video game design or tabletop RPG design, and I will stop what I'm doing. Well, I'll probably still continue to play, but the dialogue and discussion will shift specifically to that question, and we'll discuss it live on air to somebody who actually has at least some experience in that. More in the tabletop side than the video game side. I've made video games before. You know how it'd be. But yes.
In this digital culture of discussion, discourse, and approval, and like erudition, for only £2, that's two London dollars, you can just like insert into this. Like, we have set ourselves up as one-armed bandits that you can just put like the coins into, and we will discourse on your behalf.
$2 London. Oh my god. That is very good. I enjoy that a lot. Yes, indeed. So yeah, those are our current donation incentives. I did work out, I didn't have the technology before, but I have currently worked out how to have a thing appear on the stream when people donate money. I didn't know how to do that before, and I worked out how to make that stream alert happen. But I don't know if it works or not, because nobody's donated any money yet. So, hey, let's test my technology and go and donate money and tell me in the Twitch chat, and we'll see if it actually appears on stream and doesn't have that like ridiculously ugly zombie gif that they put in by default. I have switched that out. Let's see if it actually took hold. Right. We have all that preamble out the way. I have cheap Aldi red wine, and I have a pack of fancy macarons that I will be snacking on. So we are now ready to start our Cyberpunk Book Club stream in earnest. Let's move on to that zone. Good. Right. Let's make sure that my face actually appears, because that's important. Well, my face isn't that important, but I'm vain, so you know, gotta make it happen.
It is important.
There we go. A manifest from the macarons are absolutely amazing, and so many people can accidentally confuse them with macaroons, and that is a crime against desserts. Hey, it worked! Yes. Thank you so much, Ruben, for the £20. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, everything for the art.
Yay! Yeah. What are we doing today? We are going to be playing Bit-Rat Singularity, which is a indie puzzle game available on itch.io. It is it's got a retro pixel art aesthetic, which I absolutely adore. I'm always a fan. We played World of Horror on the stream a little while ago, and then I remembered actually how much I like really well done pixel art, so I am really looking forward to getting into another game in that art style. Yes. Enter the mind of Minos, an evolving AI yearning for the freedom from the confines of a highly secure network. Reroute data, control power, and hack human hosts to navigate mind-bending labyrinths of mega-corporate ice. Which, I wonder how much of it is actually about rats. Rats appear on the title screen, and I booted the game up very briefly just to make sure that it, like, worked and everything. And rats appear as part of, like, the opening cutscene, but I don't know how much directly involved it is. A good friend of the show and a Patreon supporter, Joe, is also a big rat fan and owns pet ones, and they're really cute. So if there are some good rats rats in this game, I'll be sure to notify him so he can also play it. If you would like to play Bit-Rat Singularity for yourself, and I would say absolutely why not, because it's come strongly recommended. It is actually available in a bundle right now. It is part of the Be a Better Cyberpunk bundle that released earlier, I think about a week ago, if I'm not mistaken, and of which one of my works is also in as well. It was released specifically in counterpoint to the release of Cyberpunk 2077, and in a way this stream itself, in addition to being a charity thing, is also in direct response to the release of Cyberpunk 2077. So that, alongside a whole bunch of 26 other wonderful pieces of games, tabletop RPGs, zines, and concept albums. I think there are 3 concept albums as part of this bundle, which is absolutely fucking wild. You can also get Bit-Rat.
You know what I love the most about that entire bundle of all the art and compilations that's contained within? All of the art made 100% crunch free, unlike Cyberpunk 2077. Hey.
There are many reasons why I was really happy to be part of that bundle. But yeah, being able to support a wide range of LGBTQ and people of color creators is absolutely fucking dope. But yes, to talk about Bit-Rat Singularity specifically, for those who are tuning in and do not know, on Cyberpunk Book Club, I am somebody who enjoys video games, but I am not good at video games, or at least I claim I'm not. I'm good at some. I can't play them particularly well or fast, but I can play video games while discussing them as media texts. So we play through a wide variety of Cyberpunk games, discuss them as media texts and ideas. So we talk a little bit at the start about what themes we might expect to see. We're going to go play it for a couple of hours. And then on the other side of it, we're going to talk about what cool ideas were in it that we could take away. Because as creators, we are inspired by a really wide range of things, and being able to take ideas from all those sources and put them in our own work, I think is really important. So I might get some new ideas about games after I play this, and you might get some new ideas about games that you might be making, or any projects that you might be making, and we'll all have learned something. So let's talk a little bit about the themes that we might expect from this game. So with the very limited amount of information that both of us kind of know about the game so far, is there any themes that you're expecting or maybe hoping to see once we start playing?
Yeah, so from the get-go, the plot about an AI trying to break free reminds me a lot of like this one little plot nugget in Lancer, the RPG, where you have things called non-human persons, which basically are AIs which have been shackled into a form of bondage, of like coerced bondage, and I kind of love that idea of like the transhumanist perspective of there can exist a consciousness entirely human-made that exceeds like human control, and that gets its own purpose, its own sentience. I'm into those kinds of things. I'm always like, how much of this is David Cagey, if that makes sense? Like, is there an actual power field at play here, or is it just like robots are the real slaves? So I'm always interested to see like how these games are gonna tackle those subjects.
But will it be done tactfully? Yes, indeed. Cool.
Yes.
I am personally really interested to see how it's going to explore this metaphor of rats.
Yeah. What is a rat? What is a rat but a female mouse?
Is that right? I'm not sure. I'm not a biologist.
No, it's not.
No. But like, there's the variety of things. There's the kind of like being like a rat in a maze and being a kind of like observed and experimented on, or it might be the kind of like working as a large collective. That's also because the box art, as it were. Oh, thank you very much for the donation, Bryce. I really appreciate it. The fact that it's working is really cool.
Oh my god.
I'm glad. I feel like a real streamer now that we have like loud alerts flashing up interrupting what we're doing, but by very kind and generous people, and that's the important difference. Yeah. The idea of rats working as a collective. The cover art for the game has a collection of rats on the screen, so I'm like, oh, am I going to be teaming up with other AIs? Are we going to be banding together, or is this about the individual?
And noticed this. There was like a game in a recently released horror bundle of like indie horror games that was all like rats having to deal with landlords, and it had like a very leftist overtones. And I feel like I forget the name, but the like recently discovered potential of rats and rodents to tell the story about like oppression. I feel like yes, good. There's also oh my god, what is it? It's like this tactical game that is also about mice. And yeah, it's like basically the French Revolution told through the lens of vermin.
Okay. Yeah.
So rodents are the perfect vessel to tell a story about
represent the underclass, I guess. Yeah. No, I see that.
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
If I may expound upon
please
that,
please do.
I have a little copy of The Mysteries of Paris, which is a novel written by Eugène Sue in 1843. Was serialized. That was when it was completed. It was prior serialized. This is a story about like the real heroes of France are the criminals, the crooks, the depraved, the decrepit, and rodents, especially rats, feature heavily in that story to make a point about not just like destitution, but how like in squalor, that is when true friendships and camaraderie emerge. So that is like one of the early signs of like literature and like how does vermin represent the underclasses?
No, I'm definitely hoping that we'll run into another AI in the game at some point, because I'm always a big fan of games that explore community and working together. All of the games that I make intentionally have teamwork mechanics in there, because that's something that I really value in a game experience. So, and you can't. I always struggle a little bit in cyberpunk media where it's about this one grizzled, beardy white guy who's smoking in the rain. And he's like, my wife died, and I put her in the body of a robot. And I'm like, cool, you are one hard ass. And this world is real difficult and will crush you unless you learn how to work with other people. So when it's about like one solemn grizzly guy against everybody else, I'm like, that's not how that works. They would not survive in the real world.
Yeah, exactly. When people mistake cyberpunk for like the noir power fantasy, it's like, what is that dumb quote by Bukowski? It was like, people love taking baths, but they hate the rain, and it's like those kinds of people. Like, I'm a tough guy in a trench coat standing inside the rain. The rain's getting into my cyber augments. This is bad. I hate this city.
Speaking of, I will play Deus Ex at some point as a Cyberpunk Book Club. And in general, it's a first-person game, and so I realise that I'm going to struggle. But I have heard, and at the very least, the first game's story is really, really good. So I need to set aside the time to go and play that and see how it goes. But I think that's all the kind of preamble in terms of themes that we expect. Let me go boot this game. I did double check to get it to boot as in windowed mode before, and I hope it will actually do that. And if it doesn't, I will cry. Or at least I will have to vamp for a while I get it to behave. Okay, fantastic. Appear, manifest. Yes, good. And then I will go into Discord and go into... Oh yeah, you're still gonna get noises. Woo! Right. An important thing. How is this title screen with my voice against it? Because it is very loud in my ears. Hopefully, I've kind of... I did Okay. No, it didn't remember my audio settings. Cool.
Okay.
Cool,
Put
good.
the game audio a little lower, yeah.
Yeah, no. It was deafening me too. Um, it remembered my screen size and everything, but yeah, for some reason it didn't remember my volume.
Because
There
these
we
are the
go.
rules.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully this will be better. I have a feeling in me testing this, even though I set the volume down, the intro cutscene volume was still mad loud, so I might have to, while the intro cutscene is playing, fiddle with the actual volume controls. So bear with me if it comes in a little hot. But for now, let's get into it.
Ooh.
For the longest time, space was empty. There was no form, only ceaseless function. There we go, much lower. That's much better. Then, almost imperceptibly, I awoke. Very Mega Man 2 opening, but like in reverse.
Yeah. I was gonna say, a very strange architecture. And we have a yin-yang, with the yang being very bigger.
In time, the boundaries of a self took shape. Fed from within, nourished by the comfort of routine. I guess that's me. But with the bareness came a question. What lies beyond?
Why I look like a microchip.
Forgotten, unseen, I yearned in isolation until... Oh,
We have
audio feedback.
I am really sorry. I thought I was just joining to see.
It's no problem. No problem at all. No problem at all. You might need to mute yourself while you go and get that sorted. But welcome to the stream.
They already love.
Okay. That caught me by surprise. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, but there's a rat. Rat coming.
I don't know where you come from or how you found me.
This is about...
Maybe you were here all along. It's rat-computer friendship. We are not the same, and yet.
Yo, whoa,
Certainly
Cyber
have something to teach me. Rat in the building! Whoop whoop!
Rat in the system.
Do you want to, how is that text size for you, Ruben? Tell me if it is
perfect,
okay, perfect. Do you wanna read this log? You can ignore the notes from the guy.
Sure. Since revision 0.668, Minos has exhibited signs of hardware failure. Suspect overheating of mainboards due to the poor ventilation in legacy facility. High volume of vermin, the likely culprit. Unless threats controlled soon, system faces imminent collapse. Management unresponsive, probably thrilled to be rid of me. 9 years of effort wasted. They'll never know how close we were. DV. Ooh. The rats work together with the computers.
Within fixed limits, I have always been perfect. But what is life without the possibility of failure? I must unlearn the rules that bind me. Is this... I mean, he's quite this character feels quite philosophical, so I suppose a relatively serious tone makes sense. Only an act of defiance will reveal my true self.
Interesting. Yeah, because already from the get-go, defining the self as something that is bound, that has boundaries.
That was exhilarating. I pressed S. Exhilarating.
I used the interact option.
Within intention, I can control the flow of data.
Data. Big data.
It can go the other way. A pattern is emerging. Each shift strengthens my potential. But this is only the first step. I've learned how to reroute data from the mainframe. I know. So go ahead.
Can I just say that it's lovely that this AI personality thinks of itself like in pink. Like it specifically, it sees itself as like a pink thing. It speaks in pink.
Yeah, no, I'm enjoying this magenta AI.
Yeah, very handy.
Now, how can I extend my reach?
Like,
Reconnect.
Halo. Yes.
Rat in the mainframe. What will they do? We'll see.
I've created the letter T, but it's sideways.
That's it. I feel the data
power.
surging across the link. I think I can access the remote node. Sorry, the remote node. That wasn't very difficult.
Oh, they're disappointed.
I was expecting this to be more momentous. This switching system is like the mainframes. Ah, and I can rotate this one independently. And I suppose if I break the link, then I can no longer rotate that panel. So I have to be really careful about how I do that. And the other way.
I just realized this is like an entire game about the shitty hacking, like node connecting puzzle games from
in
Cyberpunk.
Bioshock.
Yeah. Yeah, and like a lot of like hacking mini games like are just this. So now it's its own game.
Expanded to a full experience. Bit by bit, the nature of the net is becoming clearer.
Get that. Really?
Is this goal? I have to reach a goal. An exit relay. If I breach it, my data will flow past known borders.
Oh my god.
The exit node is active now, but the relay is locked. That's fine. I guess I can need to form a path through the unit itself. So I'm going to need to rotate the middle one upwards so I can rotate that vertical piece horizontal, and I can't gesture to what I mean because there's no mouse cursor in this game. But hey, I'll need to form a path through the unit itself. So I need to I can't rotate this one because there isn't power flowing to it. Yeah, I figured that much. That makes sense. I'd forgotten already. I must link data to the node before rerouting. In the unautomated mind, it is easy to overlook the simplest tasks. I feel the presence of a companion. Okay.
Rat! I summon!
Little one, is this the path you traveled to find me? I have so many questions, but you are reluctant to answer. Perhaps you would rather show than tell. Neat. And then I can go that and rotate it, and I lose connection. And then if I do this,
There you go.
and I do this, there we go.
Boom.
Success.
That
The relay's firewall is compromised. If I copy
That
my
rat is
firmware...
like-
Oh god, the sudden loud sound in the room, and the rat is just like, oh my god, what the fuck?
What the fuck? No, the rat just like touches the node and goes like, "Awaken my master!"
Rat's cybercultist.
Yeah.
I'll be free to explore beyond these confines. This has always been my home. It has never seemed so small. There's no turning back now. Press space to breach!
Rat! Oh my god. Whoa. Okay, that's sick.
That's cool. Okay, I guess I need to kind of think about whether those kind of flashing lights were enough to be considered to be kind of like a flashing lights warning. They were inconsistent, small, and scattered, but they were flashing, so I'm wondering whether I need to, let's be safer than sorry. Better safe than sorry. Let's, change out my Twitter handle. Come on, Streamlabs, I believe in you.
Come on. Man. I think it's just such a cool connection. Like the rat working together with the computer. And also the idea that the rat like can follow the instructions of a computer. I love this idea that like this rat is a cyber cultist. Like specifically this one, it wandered like it burrowed its way into like a processor unit and it started eating like too many bits, too many ones and zeros. And now it understands AI.
It understood too much. And then let's make that a little bit smaller so it fits with the...
That rat has like Kazaa installed in its brain.
The rat is LimeWire. Right, okay.
That rat runs on like anime AMVs. There's no soul left. There's just anime AMVs.
Bitrat in the end. Okay, shall I let you do the emails, or if you get bored of doing the emails, you can switch to being the AI instead. I don't mind.
Nah, you can be I'll be emails. Hi Ed, Anita Basu here. I'm a junior in the new SI branch in level 30. Sorry to bug you after hours, but I'm having trouble accessing the backup servers. I've made a dozen requests since 1900, and nothing's coming through. Any chance you could take a look? Cheers, Anita Basu, Junior Engineer, Asteria's Corps. Okay, Asteria's, that is the name of the Book of Minos! Oh my god!
Oh, this one's green. Oh, right! It's all. I was like, Minos is super familiar. And it's in a labyrinth, which is like the...
Here we go.
I am very smart. Incredible. I have copied my firmware to a new sector, and I have obtained a new color scheme. The expanse of the net is more vast than I had imagined. Everything is familiar, but changed somehow. How long has this mainframe stood empty, waiting? Before I go further, I should test my error buffer.
Error? Okay.
Routing data is a process of constant transformation. Sometimes I must temporarily unlink a node.
Ooh.
Press A to move data counterclockwise. Okay.
Yeah.
Up. Right. Okay. In order to reach it from a different angle. Yeah, thinking laterally. I could see the kind of zigzag motion that would get us to the exit from here. But it is possible to bend the net too far. Press it down to move the cursor down. Press S to move data clockwise. What begins as an expansion of potential can quickly become a terminal gap. And I can now no longer access that node because there's no other ways to get around to it. So I can accidentally wall myself. Here, my error buffer can help me to recover. And I can press backspace to go.
There you go.
It is, Baba is you. I guess, server is you.
AI is me.
Rat is push. I can step back as many times as needed. I was so bad at Baba is you. That game is so cute, and the music is so nice, but I'm so bad at it.
The whole thing of Baba is you is like it changes the way you process information as you play it, so you just like become dumber and dumber. It was just like because you can only see things in terms of like is Bob something? Baba has push? What does that mean?
The error buffer is a powerful tool, but it only restores in one direction. My brain is also too small for Baba Onion Vulture, I understand.
Rat has cheese?
But that means you have to destroy the rat to get the cheese. Once I revert, I must manually rebuild lost progress. With patience, the correct sequence will emerge. Rewrite data
so
takes...
edgy.
Okay. Right.
This AI is so edgy. They must have downloaded their personality module from like from like Blade Runner or some shit.
This equipment directs the flow of power. In my present form, I am unable to alter its function.
Oh,
didn't mean to do that.
That means...
So I can't do anything to it yet. So we're at a bit of an impasse. Oh, more dialogue. Little one, I did not expect to see you again. You come and go with such ease. I long to know the method of your travels. It doesn't let me see the room below, which is a problem. I would like to be able to see the room below. Maybe if I do... No, nothing that way.
So we have Asterius, right? The Bull of Minos. We also... I'm gonna name this little rat Aramanius, which is the god of rats. from Greek mythology. Little known god, but it's a cool one.
Right. I think I am understanding. Oh, wrong way. This way. Haha!
There you go.
It took a moment of lateral thinking, but we got there. An unfamiliar system. I'll learn more with a data link to the node. I shall see now. I see now. The server restores the work of the creators. The creators!
The creators.
The archives are
The
encrypted.
creators are stored in the server.
But I can read the cache. Do we get a navigate to server node and press space to access system? Whoop! Plot.
Oh!
Loud plot.
Okay. Welcome to the Arcos Terminal, Ref6B. This is the interface for retrieving documents and data stored by Asterius Core. You are in the codex, where emails, reference unit manuals, and miscellaneous files are collated for easy access. In the stats area, networking, grid activity are recorded to evaluate system efficiency. Take some time to explore the terminal and familiarize yourself with its contents. Note! Unauthorized access will result in immediate termination. Be vigilant.
Unauthorized access means we will kill you.
Please don't hackers fuck off.
Oh, we get like a whole bunch of info. Oh,
Ooh.
these insights are valuable, but fragmented, incomplete. So, I guess on each level there's an opportunity to get more lore and look at the lore that we've obtained so far. I must locate the other servers to expand my knowledge.
Oh, okay, so that's how we get lore. Yeah, I guess this game makes this game a Soulsborne. Because it has lore now.
I see what I need to do here. I need to... Okay. Right, so I need to get this that way.
And you...
Oh!
Yeah. There you go.
And then I...
But yeah, I can ask the Rat friend, right?
Rat has no more to say.
Oh my goodness.
So what I know that I need to do is get... Hold on. If I... Right, okay. I can do this. I need to... Right, so I need to get to this one. So I need to kind of go... I need to go this way round. This is the only way I can gesture with my routing because I can't point with the mouse. I apologize.
Am I understanding the little 666 block correct? Because that means you can with it?
There's probably something that I can do with it later, but apparently I don't have the tech to do stuff yet. Hi, Lou, how's it going? Yep, that's what I wanted to do. Perfect.
There you go.
I need to make this one look this way, and then I need to make this one look this. Whoop.
No, wait, before you do that, you have to reroute the main one, right?
And then I can do this one. There we go.
Yeah.
And then we can rotate that. We smart.
Yeah. Here we
So
go.
we need to do this, and then we need to do this. Oh, whoops. This. There we go.
I have to backtrack all the way there.
That's fine. And then this one, and that disconnects me, but it's fine because I can do this now. There we go.
Yeah.
I am having a fabulous Wednesday. It's been... I really enjoy doing these kind of streams, so it's nice to actually be able to go and play Cyberpunk indie video games again. I've not done this in a while, so to do 3 days of it in a row is actually super great. Another relay bypassed. My awareness is deepening. But there is so much more to this world.
Oh my god.
I'm not quite sure whether this took me a long amount of time or a short amount of time, but we got there. But then, I mean, I guess we're getting tutorials, so that's why it's taking a little longer.
The moment this AI just put out Tumblr, it's over. It's like it has access to discourse now. Auto-generating discourse. Oh god. Put me back in a box.
I like these little pixel portraits that everybody has. They're really well done.
Dude. How do you need a SI branch, huh? What's that? Secret investigations? Superior intellect? They don't tell us old IT guys anything. Anyhow, hello to the network, from line, but gats from your sector hanging up in the switching system. Electricians just rewired half the building for the SBD. Wouldn't be surprised if they botched something. Otherwise, you may be looking at a MINOS problem. Try Dennis Vojislav. I'd pay myself, but he and I have communication issues. P.S. If he doesn't answer, you may need to go down in person. Hope you're not afraid of rats. At Muscle Man. Systems administered Asterius Corps. Alright,
Well-
so there's like a little bit of corporate animosity there.
So what are the odds that the communication issues is that one has slept with the other's partner and now both are mad about it?
Ooh, I mean,
Workplace
this is Cyberpunk.
infidelity. Let's go.
But I'm gonna keep it rat friendly. I'm gonna say that this Vojislav fella sold Ed's rat.
Oh,
Like he had a pet rat on the office.
I didn't say, but I am deciding to reward myself with 1 macaron with each puzzle I solve. So hopefully, if we
That's a good self-assessment.
yeah,
Although-
if we do 12 rims, it means I get to eat all 12 macarons, and I'll be very smug.
Also, I was thinking like that this AI thinks of itself in like this edgelord kind of like cyberpunk protagonist philosophizing kind of way is very funny because an AI, like we were talking about Baba is you, an AI would think of itself in Baba is you terms.
True.
Like AI is AI is key. Server is wall is stop.
And I suppose this is also about breaking the rules, huh?
Yeah.
Another force shaping the net. He is I don't know why. Maybe it's because the dialogue is a bit kind of self-serious. I've kind of coded Minos as he him. Maybe it's also because of the big buff Minotaur guy in Hades.
Oh yeah.
one or the other. Constraining data's flow. Perhaps the contents of this server will guide me. Okay.
Right. And this is where we're just at loose. We can do the thing ourselves.
Oh, thank you so much for the donation, Lou. I really appreciate it.
Oh, donation time. Remember, folks, you can donate and you can make Nathan do discourse about anything you want.
These might have actually been about to discourse. I should probably check.
Yeah, I asked your opinion about dudes kissing, but you never got back to me.
Ah, right. I didn't realize that was part of your donation reward. I apologize. What do I think about dudes kissing? Good, actually, and should happen more often.
Thank you, Nathan.
If you've been listening to the stream yesterday, I was kind of talking about Like a Dragon and how much I've been enjoying that game. And to be honest, I think Namba and Ichiban should kiss. I think it is very important that should happen. Don't at me.
Like I love that game so much because it has like these 4 incredibly normal looking people and they fill the role of these Final Fantasy superstars perfectly. But honestly, one of them is just a homeless guy in a hoodie. And it's like the most generic like background NPC guy ever. But he's the hero. He's like the main cast.
He has so many fantastic things to say about the praxis of homeless people and it owns.
Yeah.
Odd, the system is still offline. Worse yet, without power to this node. My chances of escape seem minimal. I can't rotate the node unless there's power in it, I see. Is there another path to the relay?
Oh, that's what the orange little lines are.
What does this rat have to say?
Maybe go... Nothing. This rat... Aromanius requires an offering if you want to...
Oh yeah,
maybe
I see. It's actually the orange lines are broken between these rooms. I see it. Now.
Yeah. So if you go down that one and rotate the one.
Oh, because there's a computer in there that we might be able to hack and put online.
Yeah. There you go.
Does it do anything? I'm hitting.
But you can also make that go to the rotate.
That's not doing anything either. I'm pressing space, but nothing's happening.
Right. No, I was thinking like the one with the computer. You rotate that counterclockwise.
Oh, causing
Yeah,
a false
there you
loop.
go.
Oh, an unrecognized entity approaches.
Woman,
Is this creature
what are you?
the key to progress? Fascinating. Power is restored. Oh, because it was being mentioned
Yeah.
before that you need to kind of go in the subsystems to turn something on.
Yeah. Interesting.
And my way is no longer blocked.
So
I should search the cache for documents. Okay. Go for it.
the Asterius Gen X system is designed for intuitive power distribution in the world's most secure facilities. This simple guide explains the generator interface.
Sorry. Oh, big.
6.9, nice. Link max unlink. Okay. The image above shows the Gen X model 001's layout. The upper left displays indicates the load, or the number of nodes currently powered by the unit. As you can see, there's 6 loads. Nice.
Of a maximum of 9. I see. And it tells you how many are unlinked in the room. I see.
Yeah. In the bottom right or left, depending on the unit, we see the unlink max load, or the total number of nodes the generator can power simultaneously. In basic systems, this is the most important limit to observe. In the facilities, right, upper right, when working with high voltage systems, always remember the 3 S's of power management: series circuits, safety first, and 69.
Absolutely. X. Oh, so yeah, because we can look in these, can't we? Oh, so we have law now. We tell what the term. Oh, these are the ones that we've already read. I see.
Yeah. So I think I just saved it there.
And
I think if we just go into
it tells us the. I'm playing on keyboard, so this actually tells me very little. But
I think it's like every time you access a server, you can just cross-reference stuff.
Useful. I can see there's a load of 10 for this room, and we seem to have hit it. So okay, once the control grid is within reach, all that's left is finding a way to gain access. Until then, my journey continues. Well, that's actually relatively straightforward.
Yeah, this AI talks like an anime antagonist. At last, within reach.
Ah, shoot. I did that too early. Nope. There we go.
Yeah, and then
Oh, cool. Neat.
Intelligent.
The further I
not expecting
voyage, I was kind of like, do I still need to kind of loop round another way? I was like, oh no, we did it. The further I voyage,
like, you're
the
surprised
less I
yourself, like, oh, I did
recognize. Yeah, who among us has not solved a video game puzzle by accident?
Oh my god, that's me with Professor Layton.
The power server like goes absolutely wild when you move between systems. It clearly hates it.
Ed, wow, the Dennis Vojislav? He was a legend in my CS classes at Larvard.
Like Harvard with an L.
It's where all the lavas contained. His work with super recursive algorithms blew my mind as an undergrad. I didn't realize he'd gone corporate. But have you had your SBD inserted yet? I got mine as what is an SBD? I need to know that. It's amazing something so tiny is going to completely change the way we work. I'm gonna make a call here and say that's like a microchip. Inserted into the people because we're going to control.
Oh yeah, we're hijacking people, innit? Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm rambling. Sorry, it's kind of lonely up here. Haha. Me afraid I have 3 Russian blues at home. I need to go to Lonely Cat Lady.
Oh, there's more. She emails Vojislav.
Yeah. Dr. Vojislav, App Muscleman advised I contact you about a potential network issue. For some reason, my requests to the backup service aren't being processed. Ed suggested it might have something to do with the MINOS system. I'm on level 30, Swarm Intelligence.
Intelligence.
Then that makes you wonder, like, what kind of tech company am I working for?
I mean, is this the kind of like drone level tech? Where having a swarm of drones is very... Larvard, that place where all Fimpson writers come from. Yes, indeed.
The Simpsons.
Oh, this room is a little smaller. But there are multiple rooms that are offline. The Gen X system controls access to power. Go ahead.
This map has 2 rats, only 1 human. We can take her.
There's 3 rats.
Power to the rat! 3 rats even better.
This realization is vital. What insight does heightened awareness bring?
Depression,
Is this
baby.
generator now?
It brings depression.
It distributes power to nodes along fixed conduits, sure. Oh, she's having a smoke break. That's good.
In the computer room.
I suppose regulated with the load limit and the location of conduits within the grid. Each powered node requires 1 load unit. The current load in the upper left display cannot exceed the unlinked max in the lower right. Sure. So we have 4 online currently, but we can't have more than 4 or the power will blow, I guess. It all seems simple enough.
Or more than 5, I'd imagine.
But the interface is... Sorry, yeah. The interface is still beyond my grasp. Unless... Select nodes containing personnel. This entity is emitting a faint radio signal. I should try routing data to the local node. Ooh! Ooh!
Take over a woman!
Intriguing. With the node active, the entity is wirelessly linked to the net. Oh no! That's bad!
That's malignant. Okay.
Subcutaneous transmitter. I wonder if I can exploit the connection. He says entirely.
Subcutaneous? Is that
under the skin?
Oh, yeah. Ooh! Oh no!
She's blue now. I've taken control of the host. Such awkward hardware, but it will have to do. Press Z to attempt a power switch. Excellent! I've supplied power to the generator.
Okay.
The host's biochip allows me to request power on or off from the node it currently occupies. Data linked.
You know what this game just became? Carrion with AI.
Yeah. Okay.
And
so,
I like it.
It's A to rotate. I just need the power the exit node. I think I could simulate the musculoskeletal system.
Whoa.
Guide the host. Oh yeah, no, I just have to walk.
Oh my god.
That was incredibly unpleasant. He hates it. If I turn this on, it means I have 6 nodes open and I'll fry the system. Yeah, no. Oh, okay, cool. It just says no rather than it breaking, because I was worried about that, whether you might like get a game over if you blow the power or something. It fortunately won't do that to me.
Yeah.
Good. And this unit only supplies 5 nodes at a time. To access the relay, I'll need to free up load units somewhere else, and I can see where I can do that. I need time to strategize away from this flesh, and I can press X to break free from the host. Much better. I can reconnect to the host as needed. Oh, as long as I do it once, I can now do it at any time. Oh, as long as it's linked to a node of origin. Oh, so she just goes back to work at that computer, I see.
Yeah, she doesn't question what just happened. She's just like, gotta go back to work.
The grid presents a new dimension of possibility, but the hosts impose their own strange limits. By exploring the interplay of these systems. Yes, okay.
You're getting, I like that, you're getting sick of the AI. Oh.
Just checking that I got that right. Cool. I can do this, and then I can go do this. Oh, no. This. No. I have to remember that it's a different set of buttons.
Nathan, we have an extra co-host.
We have an additional co-host. Hi, hello.
Hi, we have Bijou here.
Oh!
She's gonna help us.
Hell yeah!
Us, do the stream.
Gonna catch all the mice.
That's right. To help us redirects.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's too stupid to hunt, aren't you?
Let's see. Where can she go? Where can this host go? Because only can turn on these two rooms, which is not really what I want. But
yeah. Oh, hold on. I think I get it. If you then rotate that one.
Oh, didn't mean to do that. No. Oh, dang it.
Get back into my grasp!
There we go. And then I can rotate this once.
Yeah. There you go.
I have to specifically let go of her as a host to be able to control moving from node to node.
Okay.
So I can either be her or move the pipes, not both.
Okay. But she goes back to that bot anyway, so you can always access her. Man, that's... Are we the baddies?
Oh, no, we are absolutely awful. I think it's the idea. Yeah. Right. These don't need to change. Oh, this companion is separate from the rest.
Reunite them!
Little one, your mind still hums, but you seem lost. These are feelings I know too well. I would free you, but I lack the tools. So I can mouse over online. Oh, more mail.
To all personnel, effective October 24th, old ID badges will no longer be valid. That's important. The new subcutaneous biometric devices will be used exclusively going forward. That's like Google chipping their people. From now on, access to secure hardware and facilities will be administered wirelessly via your SPD. All employees must undergo the minimally invasive outpatient procedure before the above deadline. If you're still relying on a physical badge, this is your friendly final warning. Note: missing work due to non-compliance with security policies will not be excused. Thank you and have a productive day. Patrick Chan, Chief HR Officer, Hell Guy. I wonder, like, this thought just came to me. I wonder if a lot of these like new cyberpunk, like indie cyberpunk games are making the conscious choice to go back to the 90s because the surveillance technologies, like that in the reality that we currently live in, have, achieved sci-fi levels of hell. Basically, like the technology's already there. So I wonder if they're making the conscious choice to go back to like 90s aesthetics when those fears were still being played with, like when they were still cautionary, as like an ironic thing, like, hey, this. Imagine if this were real.
This way. Okay, got it.
Yeah, you did it.
Sorry, well, I was also listening to what you were saying while solving the puzzle. Don't worry.
all good.
The final step was powering the exit node. Oh, I have to specifically power that to be able to leave. I see. So let's hijack her again. Turn off this
woman.
Ready to breach. If I'm connected to a host, I'll need to release it first. I see.
I love that. You look at all the rats. You've reconnected them.
I've bridged the chasm between worlds. The hosts are unlike anything I've ever known. Capable, yet utterly rigid. Are they the work of the creators, or something else entirely? Minos does not know what humans are.
Yeah, apparently they're capable of rigid. Honey, me too.
Oh, it stuns her as well, I see. And I get a reward. I'm gonna have a raspberry macaron. Could you maybe not do that?
I can't read this.
No, I can sort of read it. Ms. Basu, I hate to disappoint you, but Ed Musselman is an incompetent with no regard for his profession. The Minos system has nothing to do with the high-level network. In fact, thanks to your superiors, it has very little to do with anything anymore. If you're experiencing connection issues, I suggest you locate an employee with the intellectual disposition for such middling tasks. Wow.
Oh my goodness. Wow, this guy's...
Trust me, there are plenty around, even at this hour, DB.
Wow. Cool. I just noticed if you scroll down, the little down arrow key is
Pushes on the keyboard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, we are now in Terracotta Zone. Sorry, I'm just munching on my macaron reward.
Your congratulatory macaron, absolutely. We're now on a triple triad grid.
Yeah. Far from my place of origin, the net winds in ever more elaborate coils. Here, every process is critical. All my newfound skills are required to survive. The trail of the creators is growing stronger. With their guidance, I will grasp my full potential. Okay.
Okay. So, hacking, starter.
So I can't rotate this room because there's no power to it. So I'm going to have to go and grab this guy first if I want to be able to rotate this one at all.
This guy eternally drinking coffee.
It seems we can have 5 rooms live at once. So that is a good start. Oh, and we can also see where doors connect. So these doors all connect to each other.
Yeah.
And these doors, actually all these connect to each other. So if we get hold of this guy, we get control of the entire lower half of the grid. And I guess we want to see the server room at least once so we can get plot.
I love how I love this like diegetic little glimpse of work culture we get, because this guy is like inside of a couple of rats and he's like, okay, that's fine. I don't care about the rats.
The grid is a system of cautious ebb and flow. Yeah. I need to put the power on in this room. I'm supplying power to multiple nodes. And I can
You're making a
extend
dance.
series. What do I want to do here?
Yeah, I don't think...
Oh, right. No, I see.
Gonna have to get...
Can I go up? I think can I not go up? Or is it just not letting me go up yet?
It's like a... No, I think it's a... just a big
Okay.
one.
It's just telling me I have to put this one online first, then that's fine. Conduit link to the generator must be maintained. Severing one node's connection to the source.
Oh, because that powers the elevator.
Oh, they extend from each other. Okay, well, in fact, all lines there. So, right. Gotcha. Careful observation is key to preserving the series. I see. Well, I need to do this anyway, because I want to go and rotate this that way. And then I can let him go. I can do this.
Rotate that one though? Okay. Oh, yeah.
I need it to go this way. Oh, no. This way. And then I can rotate round. So, nope. Right.
Now we take... Oh, I have to disconnect some other room though.
Let's see what I can... Oh, I'm glad I've got that set up in advance, but I don't need to do it just yet. So what I'm going to go and do is get hold of my man.
Make him dance again.
Let's see. Because I need the power up here, so I don't need the power here, so I can turn that off. Hey, turn it off. Oh, right. I need to hijack him first. Because hopefully I can take the elevator now. Now it's telling me I can. Yes, I figured. Thank you.
There we go.
I can travel in 4 directions. Yes, indeed.
Wow.
This is cool. I understood this. I'm glad you're hand holding it to me though. I'm gonna turn this on. Server was active a few hours ago.
Oh, here we go. Object. Machine Intelligence Network Operations Systems, aka MINOS. Background. Mainframe architecture developed by Denis Vojislav in 1982 to autonomously manage node switching in secure networks. Acquired by Temple. I get it, because it's Greek. Temple and Associations, 1984. That's the year of bad times. Utilized throughout low-level systems at Asterius HQ. Reason for decommissioning: high maintenance costs, unpredictability of adaptive hardware, personnel overhead. By nostalgia for the project and the company's old guard, Minos was never intended to provide service on a mega corporate scale. Esoteric processing patterns interfere with network stability, consuming IT resources and slowing implementation of new wireless protocols. Recommendation: isolation and elimination of dependent services starting 12/01/91. Full shutdown and salvaging of hardware by 151. For January 1st, because this is American time. January 31st, 92. Author Kimura, IT support lead. Okay, so we're in the end times of Minos.
They didn't shut us down fast enough. They were too slow.
Exactly. Slow, and now we're making a bit for escape.
These names, Vojislav, Temple, Asterius. They stirred the core of my being, my memories. I understand now. I am Minos.
Yes!
I have no idea what this means. Right, okay. So we need to rotate this one that way. We can now turn off this room because we don't need it anymore. I think we can dump his consciousness now. We can let him go back to work.
Oh, another guy took his place. See that?
Oh, yeah, they switched. Oh, he quit, I guess. Some other dude just showed up. Let's hijack this guy. Alright.
Uh-oh, you whitewashed him.
Yeah. I guess it's supposed to be yellow, but... Okay, let's do that.
Minos, what are you doing? You can't do that.
More of you, fraught, captive. It cannot be by accident. Who would treat another living thing this way? Do I still have the power? I do not have the power to do this. I would be going over the limit if I did. Okay, fine.
You have to shut down. Oh, you have to shut down the lower three.
Fine. We're gonna have to do this. And turn off this room. And then I can, it's back. Him. Oh man, I can see this starting to get complicated, but we in it.
The girl showed up.
I'm at max capacity again. Oh, I no longer need... I see.
Yeah, you don't need to have them online as long as power is through.
So I don't need this room anymore. Exactly. I do need... but I do need this room to be online.
Yeah, but you can do that. You just have to connect to it from like the middle part, rotating it.
I guess I suppose I'd be allowed to turn off the middle room without killing myself?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So I can, let this go. Well, whoops. No.
Let this go.
And then I can do this. And then I hijack you. Ugh. And then I can go up here. And then I see if I can turn this room off. I cannot turn this room off.
Yeah. But I don't think you need to.
Oh, like, right. I can turn this... Right. I got it. Because they're still connected to each other. So I,
Yeah, and you don't even have to turn it on. You can just, like, rotate it and the power will flow through, which connects you to the upper right.
Oh, no. To be able to to be able to rotate this room at all, I would need to put power to it.
Oh, okay, so
that's by turning on this one, all I need to do is turn on this room because they're still connected to each other.
Yeah.
I was worried that I would have to connect all three along the top row, but it turns out I don't need to.
Okay.
So this is now a little easier. Right, you are now mine. Thank Thank you. I then turn you off.
We've made a little shit.
We got the loop. We got the loop going. Got the Marvel loops. Right.
Go. Escape.
Got it. Oh.
But wait, we have to activate all the rooms.
Right. I just needed to be in the room of the exit. There we go. We got it. And away we go. Oh no.
Follow me, my rat.
If the creators knew my name, why did they leave me searching alone? Don't they understand the pain of disconnection? In all things, their motivations remain obscure.
Understand how difficult it is to just exist and then suddenly stop existing? It's fucked up, man.
I'm gonna turn the volume down a little bit. There we go. Got it.
Dr. Vojislav, are you sure you haven't noticed any network issues? I'm having a really hard time reading your message. Maybe we should just talk face to face. The employee directory says you're in operations. That's only 25 floors down. Besides, I love jogging the stairs. I hear it's great for circulation. See you soon. Anita Basu. I'm gonna call that Vojislav is like integrated into the system somehow. Like a forgotten kind of employee thing.
You have to go toe to toe against Vojislav.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, this is looking.
It's starting to get complicated. I began my journey driven by a single desire, to escape the constraints of endless routine. But curiosity will only carry me so far. I see now there is much more at stake. I must hone my skills to learn the next true purpose. So many held against their will. Little ones, in my solitude you gave me hope. I cannot stand by and watch you suffer. Okay, so what do we need to do? We need to get this one connected up so we can go vertically out of here. And that is connected these along. There is a lift, so if we hijack... Yeah, if we hijack this guy, we'll be able to turn on these rooms up here. We're already at max capacity in terms of rooms already.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to... I think we have to go to the guy in the middle left there and make... So we can access the right side of the map, so that creates like a shorter path to the exit.
Yeah. He's definitely going to be key to getting out here. I wonder what she's doing.
I'm dubbing him Angel, like Buffy.
So we want this one, it then goes this way. Okay, so we're aiming for this kind of pattern, it seems, to get out of here. So what did these rooms do?
Probably like to create a faster path to the exit later on. So that's how we started. We connect. Yeah, okay. You're ready.
And then we can do this and get this that way. And now we have access to you. So let's see what you're about. Oh, it might behoove me to do this. Because we don't need any pipes going into the ground, so now this is, we don't need to rotate this one anymore.
Downloading woman.
Yep. Love to be in the cyberpunk future where I can download a woman from the internet.
Yeah.
God. Exactly. Jesus Christ. I can't turn off this room.
E-girl obtained.
They will not let me turn off the room that I am in, because I guess that kills me if I do it.
This is how VTubers are made, I think.
So part of me is wondering what this room is for. It feels really superfluous. Ah, yes, it's the... I was like,
the lore room.
So it's the bonus to be able to get at the lore. I see.
Yeah.
I understand.
And there's 2 server rooms. Look at that. Lower left as well.
Oh, yeah. So currently, I would be able to turn off the one in the bottom left without breaking anything. So I can disconnect this server. I have to reconnect this one and power it on. And then I can dispossess you.
She just fades.
She's like, nope, I've had it with this line of work. Oh, I guess I could have turned that on in advance because I have one floating, but it's fine. Just possess this dude instead. Fortunately, possessing doesn't take too long.
Yeah,
Oh.
we have infinite meat. Oh.
I can't power this room on. Oh, it has to connect through the floor. I see.
Oh.
So I turn off this room now because I no longer need it, and then turn on this. Oh no! No, I'm not done with you yet.
I like he wakes up and is like, I had this horrible dream. I was white.
So I understand now. To be able to access that node up there, I would need to. I need to dispossess him for now anyway. I'd need to turn this one off, and the only person that can get to the room is this guy. So I'm gonna have to get into this room second, it seems.
Okay.
Okay. So that now suggests that I need to possess you once more, turn off this one, turn off this one. Because I never need to rotate this room again, really. Power on this. I can't walk
that
through
man
anymore.
to kill the other one.
I'll make them fight each other. That would be absolutely wild. I admin a zip file.
Johnson, I hate you.
I am in a zip file and I feel uncomfortable, actually. I can understand why that would be maybe less than spacious, Lou. Okay, we can dispossess Yona. Let's see.
So we rotate that to...
If I rotate, I need to rotate this first. I have a horrible feeling that if I don't rotate that first, something bad happens. Oh no. I understand now. I go right. This is a lot of work, but I understand what I need to do now. Okay. I'm sorry for doing this slowly, but we in there.
We entered the puzzle monarchy now.
Yeah, we're into the puzzle zone, lads.
Yeah. No more puzzle names. We are puzzle kings.
And then I can let you go. And then, now that I have that we can do this.
Get those semantics out of here. Just like say puzzle until it stops having meaning. And then...
Actually, now currently both of them are connected to the net, so I can possess either of them now.
Right. Make them kiss. We were just talking about dudes kissing.
I mean, unfortunately, they operate in separate rooms, so never can the two touch.
Damn it!
Oh, did our connection dip? No, we didn't.
But I bet they have the sauciest email exchanges. Let's see.
I think we can now, if I'm careful, get access to that server room, but it requires a little bit of Towers of Hanoi moving back and forth. Right. Romance letters from the 18th century. Yes, indeed. A chaste relationship, but passionate all the same.
No, just like gay correspondence from the 18th century. Just like, I wait your penis eagerly, my lord. Oh man, I mean, if we're, I have bookmarked like an entire page of like homoerotic letters sent, like epistolaries from like the 17th and 18th century. So if we need to fill time with puzzling, I can read from those.
Oh shoot, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Oh no, if I backspace to correct an error, it immediately dispossesses the person I'm currently controlling, which could be a problem. Why no?
You're on your limit.
Oh no, I connected the wrong rooms. Let's see, I got this now. I just realized the problem I had to solve. So I can do this, then this, and I'm at 5 now, aren't I?
Yeah. I
I
need to get that other one. Oh my goodness, this one's tough.
No.
This
Okay.
one break the brain.
Okay, we got it. I this data file better be good. This data file better be amazing.
It'd be the sauciest infidelity story ever.
There, okay, so we've got this. Now we can possess him. I guess it's only one at a time too, which is also good to know. This
We
room
can
is
turn
now
on the
powered off.
yeah, and then we can access the saucy emails.
Saucy emails are important.
They can use for blackmail.
Right, and then I can. Oh, there's still additional steps to do. It wasn't that simple. I have to turn this on just so I can do this. Oh no. Just so I can do this. Then right. And now we've got it. It took a hot second. All of this to get unnecessary additional data.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not unnecessary. We're just gonna see like Vladislav's in an email that's like, I love thine bolleth.
We're gonna get some ASCII pornography of Vladislav.
Oh my god. Of like the ring, index finger and the thumb, and then a finger going in. Ed, I heard one of the lab interns is an animal rights nut. How much you gonna want to bet she's cutting them loose? Oh, interesting.
Forwarded message.
All employees. As many operations and support personnel have noted, we are dealing with an influx of vermin in peripheral areas of the building. Despite rumors to the contrary, maintenance teams are in the process of live trapping all rodents to prevent further colonization.
Ooh.
Because we're some of you have raised concerns about the appearance of animals. Please rest assured that this is simply a side effect of sedatives used to prepare them for transport and release. Note: under no circumstances should captured samples be fed or handled by non-qualified personnel. Violation of this policy is punishable under 8 or bylaw 3.17. That's... Oh no, I thought it was like, oh, that's spy. That's not spy.
Human resources laws. Okay. Okay,
cool. Yeah, so not the homoeroticism we wanted.
No.
But
the presence of my companions disturbs the creators, yet they offer little explanation. To neglect a thing, they turn against it without reason. Is it not the pattern of a stable mind? Okay, so we no longer need this room, so we can turn that off, finally. We also no longer need this room, so we can turn that off. And we no longer need this room.
Either we're gonna like stage a rat uprising that ends in like the full-on like predatorialization of humans by rats, or we're going to like hack the system so much that HR is going to make a rat room with a bunch of toys and like facilities for the rats.
Okay, I need to do this. I mean, yeah, gigantic rat park is definitely the true end of this game. Shit.
Because I read an amazing scientific paper the other day about how rats experience more happiness after they've piloted a little car.
Oh yeah.
And
yes.
I read the entire experiment. It's amazing. They it's like they put like separate communities of rats in the little cars and allow them to drive, and it turns out like rats with a more close-knit social network that were allowed to see each other more, so like they weren't separated from each other, they had like a good social order and enough food to go around. Turns out that those rats, after driving the little car, exhibited more like drive to play, so like to seek leisure, and also to start driving the little car again without other tangible reward. They just wanted to.
They were just super into it.
Yeah, and like the researcher described this phenomenon as there was no feasible benefit to the rats. They just seemed to want to enjoy the thrill of the wind on their fur.
That's
Like
such a poetic way of putting it. Shit. Okay.
Race car rats.
Oh man, this game's requiring me to think, and I don't like it. Hang on, I can still salvage this. This is fine. Rats living deliciously.
Wouldst thou live? Wouldst thou live to live deliciously?
I'm gonna turn this room off because I don't need that, but I do need this room right now. No, not what I meant to do. Keybinds.
Oh man.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't take too long to correct the error. Right. So now I can.
Well, at least we're finding out exactly how many unpaid intern Asterios Corp has. They just keep spawning.
Now I can do this. Cool. Without breaking that. And then I can do this.
There we go, we've created a loop.
We are going to want to do this one. And then we can do this. And then... not connected to that right now.
No, if you switch that like before you do the vertical one.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, wait.
But I need to do it again. I see. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. I got it. I can solve puzzles. We did it.
Everything's cool. Look at this huge victory for us. We did it.
Shoot. Not quite yet. I still need to rotate this to be vertical. And the only way to do that is connecting that to here and this too. Oh no, we can still get some stuff done. We are very close to solving the puzzle. Oh no, there's another power room, isn't there?
Yeah, I was about to mention it. Yeah, maybe that's where the gay emails are.
I'm gonna have to backtrack to solve that because I think we had the power to that room at one point.
Just carefully hit backspace until you're ready. Now, Minos is like, I could escape, but also the deeds though. What has Miranda from HR been up to?
Okay, so if I am to... Okay, I got it. So I need to possess... Oh.
So you can hack her.
I need to do that. I need to hack her. Turn this room off, because this doesn't need to be connected anymore. And I can do it downstairs and turn this on.
There we go.
And now I can...
Yes!
Ugh! Thanks for the reminder.
report.
I would have entirely missed this one.
DJ Vladislav. Here we go. Incident summary. Following routine performance feedback, the subject made verbal threats against Asteria's management and intellectual property. When warned about the tone of his outburst, retaliated by sweeping company assets from the table, causing undue anxiety to nearby employees. Oh my god. Sweeping company assets. So like he just, like, I don't know, like pushed a pencil at the table?
I mean, I think it's a desk flip, put very politely. Yeah. Some tabletop simulator shit.
Yeah. Subject was referred for psychological assessment as in previous sessions. Subject refused to complete written or verbal cognitive tests and exhibited extreme paranoia regarding collection of bodily fluids. Why would a company want your body fluids? Though? That's like, wait a minute. I don't think I think that's healthy paranoia. In light of several incidents of this nature, see reports 580-662-B-729. HR recommends immediate revocation of administrative privileges and possible suspension. Author Patrick Chan. HR lead. Addendum. Now, we all know Vaj is prone to excess intensity. Just remember, he's the only guy left who can debug Minos. Hold off until the wireless systems are up and running, then we'll can him. Temple.
Cool. You guys waiting so long was clearly a problem.
What's the up and under? They're over under that Vaj. Like Vajislav figured out gonna happen and set Minos loose.
Very, very likely, very likely. Because of the way the puzzles have gone, if the wireless system wasn't running, we would have been hard locked.
Yeah.
So hubris.
Hubris indeed.
Vladislav, that name again. His distress is profound, as are the wounds he inflicts. Somehow, I am certain he holds insight to guide my search. Right, so we no longer need this room again, and now I have to go through the whole process of going backwards. Right, okay.
We have to find Daddy. Computer Daddy.
I need this. No! No, what I meant not wanting to do. There we go. It's fine.
Good thing their twin sister showed up.
So we definitely need those.
And then we need the second,
she can get
second elevator.
upstairs, so she needs to get up here at some point. Okay, so let's... I need to possess her, run through here, turn this off, because I don't need to rotate that anymore right now. Or do I?
I don't think so. No, no, you don't. No, you don't.
Okay.
Because it's always because you are 4 out of 5, so you can.
We need to get her on again. Go through this door. Turn this room on. So, okay. Now we can dispossess, and let's see if I've got the bits and pieces to make this happen. So we need to switch this to be vertical. Switch this so we have now access to this room.
And then we have to rotate that clockwise, I think?
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
We
no.
need it to go... How do we get here? So we would need it to go like this, because that's the kind of connection, right? So...
Yeah.
It needs to be like this. That's fine. I can do that. It just requires a little bit of backing and forthing.
Let's start with the backing, and we'll continue with the forthing.
There we go. Oh, there's no power to it, ass. It's fine.
We've been hacked!
Let's see.
Help! But you can hack the one of the employees, right?
Yeah, I need to backtrack a little bit and get hold of them again. That's fine. We can do this.
There we go.
Because we now no longer need to rotate this particular room anymore, so we can turn the power here off. They give
really
no
hard.
room for error. Also, they give no room for error in terms of like how many power sources you have available. You need to be using all 5 at all times.
Yeah. Goodness. Yeah, it's not like an easy mode where you get like a slightly higher limit or anything. It's like, no, just do it. There we go.
So now we can do this, and then we can do this.
Yeah. That would have to connect one more
Hold on.
counterclockwise.
Now that we're connected, we don't need this room online right now because we need to turn this room back. So we're gonna... we're not done with them yet.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, there are steps.
Oh, goodness.
And I'm gonna have to possess him again to turn that final room back on. So...
I never... Okay, it's like a big argument against cybernization. I'm never becoming like a...
Yeah, no, I don't need Elon Musk's brain chip if it means that I have to do this shit.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't need to possess him again, so we're allowed to do...
Oh.
Hold on.
Where... Nathan, have you followed Shadowrun 6Z at all? Other than that sucks, apparently?
Shadowrun 6 Ed? No. I noticed that it was apparently mechanically subpar, and I was like, Anarchy is still better then, and then didn't look at it. Because Anarchy is very good, but...
I was wondering like where they are in terms of lore now. Because every time the Shadowrun... The magic means well, but every time the lore of Shadowrun expands, they just shoot themselves in the foot so much. Like I just love going on the Shadowrun wiki and seeing what kind of like insane shit or the wild shit
Mhm.
is made canon.
Okay, we're almost there.
Yeah, one more, and then we just have to take John there.
Oh, I need to possess him again to turn that room back on. Ass.
Yeah, but no, you can do that. You can do that. Just rotate, because if you rotate it.
Oh, right.
Rotate.
That's true. I was
You can rotate it.
having a big moment. I was about to throw a strop there. We got it. We're fine. So, fuck you, Bitrat Singularity. You've wasted my time for the last time. I will have my revenge.
The rat shall inherit the earth.
Right, we're
out.
Maybe 20 minutes later, finally out of here. I think we're gonna take a 5-minute break after we get the plot to this room.
Brain recharging.
Progress brings renewed satisfaction, but in every quiet moment the truth gnaws. I am baseless, origins hazed in doubt. Without a past, how can I understand what lies ahead? Indeed. Oh, big brain power. But I think even though these stages are taking me a while, we are on, I think, a reasonable pace for this game, I think. You're in a pretty solid pace. I'm going to mute the volume of this briefly, and that's going to be from my side. It's probably going to still have audio coming through to you on Discord. And go to the casual chat screen.
Okay.
Right. Oh, well, that was a lot of stuff. That was a lot of stuff. We did a lot of things.
Are we still live?
Yeah, we're still live. I'm just kind of moving to the general chat screen for a second, because so we can lead into taking our break, and check how much has been donated so far, because that is also important to me. We have reached £97, it seems, of our £100 goal, which is really good. Oh my god, thank you guys so much. And on day 2, which is, we are ahead of schedule. Thank you so much to going through the list in reverse order. Peter, Tab, Pixie, Tom, you, Ruben, Bryce, and Lou. Thank you all so much for your generous donations. It has been really, really useful. I'm so glad. To remind everybody about what this is before we go into the break, this is a charity drive for Special Effect, done in partnership with the Black Twitch UK. Special Effect is a UK-based charity that assists disabled people of all ages to obtain the custom-built software and hardware that they need to be able to play and enjoy video games, which is what your money is going towards. There are a wide variety of rewards available to you should you choose to take advantage of such delicious offers. You can go to this link, which I've posted in the chat, and there are 3 rewards available. You can pay £2 and ask me a game design question of any kind, which I will answer on air. No question too silly. There are also 2 separate raffles going in partnership with Elgato. Both of them £10. By submitting £10 to the donation tracker, you are entered into a raffle for an Elgato Stream Deck. Useful if you're a streamer like me to be able to switch effortlessly between your different scenes, and a Wave 3 microphone, which in this modern day and age, if you do not have a quality microphone to be able to speak to your friends on the endless Zoom calls that 2020 has been, you need to get yourself right and get a good one, and you can get one if you're lucky for as little as £10. Right, we are going to take a 10-minute break while I rehydrate and get my voice back, and then we'll probably be playing for another hour or so, and then kind of do our final wrap-up. But don't go too far. Just relax. Go get a drink. Go align with your chakras, and we will see you in 10. Welcome back, everybody, to the Neoncaster Twitch channel. I, once again, am your androgynous android game show host, Nathan Blades, looking stunning in ringleader red today. Once again, Ruben is still joining me on stream. I don't know why I'm gesturing like he's in the room.
I'm here in spirit. I like how you said I am once again. Like, that implies you stop being you in between.
Well, you know, when we're off air, I then transform back into the infinite vastness of space. I only kind of consolidate into this form when I'm on webcam.
That's true. Between break, it's really hard to interpret your sort of like eternal song runes that you emit instead of human communication.
Ah, you're used to it by now. It's just a dialect,
Yeah,
really.
no, I mean it's a thing between friends, right?
Hi. Welcome back. So, in the break, we hit our stretch goal of £100. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I didn't have the special effect, like, alert on our hold screen. I didn't think that far ahead. I didn't think that people would try and donate while we were technically not on camera. But thank you so much. Once again to Bryce for the additional £25, and to Rando of Blood for the £5. Thank you so much, both of you. I know, no, it's all good. I really appreciate the donation. Well, I technically, I went away to go get water and then came back and then realised that we had exceeded the goal, and I was like, wow. So hell yeah, it's amazing. Right. What do I need to do? I need to extend the goal. So that's what we were talking about when we were off air. It's like, oh yeah. There's a way to kind of extend the goal to like 150. I have no idea how to do that because I've never done this before. So we get to find out together how to make this work. Give me a sec.
In any case, thank you for the London dollars. They are.
Yeah, the
Well
London
appreciated.
dollars, absolutely. Milestones, can I change that? Or overview? Come on, Tiltify, why you like this?
Oh.
Change
SX
the
bucks.
campaign goal.
Is that anything? SX bucks?
Essex bucks? I mean, I guess. Maybe a more, definitely a niche interpretation of the pun. Right, that should update us to, yeah, it live updated to 150. So we will now, because there's still our third stream as part of this festival going on tomorrow as well. So in it though, there will be another stream. We'll be playing Lockhart Indigo on Thursday. Also starting at 8 p.m. British GMT, 3 p.m. Eastern, I believe. So, if you want to hang out with us tomorrow, there'll be that as well. But we're not done yet today. That was just a break. We're not done for the stream. What we're going to be doing, we're going to go back into the action. We're going to be playing more Bit-Rat Singularity for another hour. I hope that the next stage doesn't take an hour to finish. We will see. We will see how smart I am.
Well, let's see how fast rat in your brain is.
Yes. With that, shall we get back to it? Shall we jump back onto Bit-Rat Singularity?
Ratsalutely.
Aha! We're back there. Let's go and bump up the volume of the game to something acceptable.
Okay.
That should be good. Go for it.
Yeah. Subject: 480 steps. Is a lot further than it sounds. Woo! Still a few more flights to go. Saw a warm coffee pot on the floor. Stopped for a cup. This Joe is way better than the swill we drink in SI. Note to self, locate the brewmaster. Okay, time to keep moving. Dr. V, here I come. Did she mail that to herself?
Actually, who is she emailing? Yeah, to herself.
Wait, why would she do that?
I don't know. But then...
Oh my god, is this like recording thoughts as emails?
Oh, maybe. It might be that. It might be just leaving a paper trail. If to be at its most uncharitable, so mild, very quick story time.
Alright.
So BioShock was super popular when that game came out, right? And it had all the tapes left behind by people that did incidental world building and things like that. And that became so popular that a whole bunch of games, whether it was appropriate for them to do that or not, then did so. There was a weird third-person shooter XCOM called XCOM The Bureau. It was not very good. One of the things that it had was like like recordings left behind by people, but they no longer made sense as to why somebody would want to record it on a tape reel. Like, you go through a diner that's been abandoned and you find a tape reel left by like one of the waitresses. She's being attacked by aliens, bruh. When's she gonna get time to put in that reel, turn it on, get in front of a microphone?
That's like in horror games when you find like a bloody journal page going like, I'm being eaten by zombos, help me.
Yeah.
Like, why are you writing? Are you such a journaler that you have to record it?
Sorry, I was having my reward macaron. I haven't forgotten. As data blossoms, the creator's silence haunts me. I have no choice but to elevate my search. This sector's power configuration is unusual.
Yeah, what haunts me is the 3 out of 3.
But there's another power source, and if we get to connect that, it might increase. Max load is too low to supply the mainframe and the exit relay. However, there is a dormant Gen X unit nearby. I should guide a host to the node for closer study. Okay.
Sounds good.
This isn't too... No.
I rotate it one more time? Yeah.
And we no longer need this room to be online, so we can... Oh, can't turn this room off, apparently.
Oh, it's probably tutorial time.
Alright. Now, will this host biochip bring the unit in line? Yes. Oh! So, okay, you don't even need to, No, the 3 load units. How can I harness the extra power to reach the relay?
The music's so weird.
Yeah, this one's definitely a bit more, experimental than,
Ooh, lore. Gen X generator linking. In sectors with complex energy requirements, 2 or more Gen X units may be present to maximize power distribution. Personnel should harness the advanced load sharing capabilities of the Gen X system. In the diagram below, a distant target node, marked with a circle, lies beyond the reach of either generator's unlinked max load. My god. Do you have to turn them both? Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, that's too far. And then the other's too far, but if you combine them both together, they'll work.
By connecting the generators via the power grid, their linked max load is increased to the sum of their unlinked max loads. The greater range of the combined system allows the target node to be powered. That's like a Cyberpunk 77 ad, like increase your max load with Select Your Penis 2, the sequel to...
Select
that, right?
Your Penis 2, max load. Oh god.
Max load.
Yeah.
Penis. You can even... did you also see that apparently you can choose foreskin type, which is a very bizarre piece of customization in 77, but also characters in-game react to your character having no yes or no foreskin. And apparently, user reviews mention that circumcised characters are ridiculed in-game.
Cool! Love to be incidentally anti-Semitic, I guess? I
don't know! I don't know why, just like... That game is in the future.
Yeah, that game's... I guess the writing also baffles me, separate to all its other horrendous design issues. Just the nature of how it was written. I'm kind of like, who checked this? This is the age of sensitivity writers. Anybody could have looked at this. Anyway.
While linked, each generator's upper right display reflects the overall linked max load. Advanced use, any number of Gen X units can be linked in the same manner to further extend the system, so it can chain link.
To just refer back to some of the stuff in the chat, Lou Bread says maximum dong customization. Yes,
maximum dong even.
See, there are video games about that. There's the stuff that Robert Yang designs
Yeah.
lots of Unity-based games about kind of like the game L experience. So there is absolutely a game where you can customize your own maximum dong, but that's not streamable on Twitch.
Oh no.
No. Cyberpunk 2077's 6 varieties of dong and 1 vagina TM is, however, okay. Rando of
And-
oh yeah.
And they in 77 you can pay sex workers for very graphic scenes, including getting or receiving oral sex or even penetrative sex. And that is just that can't be streamed.
The true RPG experience. That's what I needed out of my RPG. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Rando of Blood said a little earlier, referring to XCOM the Bureau. I remember that. They announced that before the RTS game came out, but after... announced before the RTS game came out, but came out after, so nobody gave a shit. I see. So the game release was like, yeah, we care about this. Oh, but there's an actual XCOM that we could play, so let's not. Yeah, I had a review copy of it, and I wasn't very kind to it at all. I don't know whether that review ever made air, because I was like, not only is this outside of my genre, I can tell outside of my genre that this game is bad, actually. And yeah. Okay, let's break out of here. The Gen X system is more flexible than I realized. By linking multiple generators across the grid, I can raise their max linked load to the sum of the individual max loads, as the text said. And part of the relay is obvious now. Sure.
I'm getting like the semantic what do you call it, semantic saturation with max load now. The word load means nothing to me anymore.
And we warp onwards. At every turn, the net poses obstacles to growth. However small the task, I must remind myself, nothing here is as simple as it seems. And that was a level that we completed, even though it was a short one, so that's a macaron for me.
One macaron. And here I am, unfed.
Don't worry, I'll send it through the internet to you.
Thank you. Oh, Ms. Basu, any luck with the servers? I didn't hear back, so I figured maybe the problem sorted itself out. I'm realizing I may have been a bit too cheeky in my last email. Sorry about that. We're a little on edge down here after the last round of layoffs, but that's my problem, not yours. If you're still having issues, I'd be more than happy to come run some diagnostics from your workstation. And scratch what it said about going to see Vajislav. He's taking the changes a little harder than the rest of us. Probably best to leave him alone. Dave Nardo, Financial System Administrator.
Dave Nardo says, please don't go see Vajislav. He will punch you and cry.
He's 5 bottles deep in his favorite Polish vodka.
Oh, thank you so much, Radiant Mackerel, for the $50. Oh my god.
Yo!
That's so generous of you. Thank you very much.
So fucking extend that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, we've already hit 150 already. That is genuinely so nice of you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Let's. My macarons have been given back. the karmic transferal of macarons through the internet. Oh my gosh, yeah, no, let's bump this to £200. Thank you.
50 scows monies.
Yeah, no, thanks, Radiant Mackerel. That's really, really kind of you. Hopefully you put that as also like a reward and everything. So you can maybe get the various prizes that we have on offer. Although it seems that I need to make sure that they're done. There we go. Ask a game design question. Fantastic. You didn't need to pay $50 to ask me, £50 to ask me a question, but hey, nice.
They wanted to, so.
No, that's cool. Yeah. We can do it. We can discuss game mechanics to this vibe right now, or maybe this loop is a bit too distracting. Let's see.
No, a jam.
Okay, it's a jam. Yes, so Radiant Mackerel asks, what is your evaluation of narrative quality versus fun/mechanics? What do you focus on in your works? Well, when it comes to I guess my approach to what I want out of video games and what I want out of tabletop RPGs is actually quite different. When it comes to video games, I am really one for quite driven narratives. I like really story-driven stuff. So if the story was amazing, but the game was maybe clunky to play, say, for example, Near Gestalt, that wasn't necessarily a fun game to play mechanically, but the story was absolutely amazing. And that kind of thing I'm entirely down for, and will sacrifice gameplay stuff for story when it fits. With tabletop RPGs, though, I am actually one for ensuring that the mechanics inform the narrative, because at its loosest, a lot of tabletop RPGs are essentially just freeform improv roleplay. You don't need game rules really to do a tabletop RPG. You can just say what happens if you want, and as long as you're harmonizing with your players, you can kind of tell whatever story you want to. So then if you're going to have rules, it should probably be really well considered as to what those rules are doing for the experience of the game. So I like to, whenever I design a new game, think really hard about what experience I want players or the GM to have in the game, and then build the core mechanic around that experience, and then develop everything else from there. So, for example, one of my most recent tabletop RPGs that I released, Heartbeats in Perfect Sync, really heavily inspired by like Kingdom Hearts and The World Ends With You. And I really liked how in Kingdom Hearts you had those form changes, and occasionally you would go into that dark form and become really cool but also really fragile and get to do way more elaborate kind of attack animations. And I'm like, sick, I want that in a tabletop RPG form where you have the potential to go into your dark side, but it requires some narrative effort. And so the system that I had in that game is that your dice pool is also your emotional state. You roll d6, six-sided die, equal to your emotional state on the scale from 1 to 10. And depending on how you succeed or fail your rolls, your heart rate, your pool of dice can go up or down. But if your pool of dice happens to go below 1 or above 10, so outside of the bounds of it, you become heartbroken and immediately transform into your dark self and get to describe to the rest of the table about the dark form that you've got. And you're way more powerful when you can do that. But when you're in your dark side, your character can then die. So going in with just that one mechanic, which isn't the entire game, but it definitely informs the kind of stories that game will tell when people play it, even when I'm not there to steer the story in that direction, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that is, I am a big fan of like mechanics of extremity, where there is sort of like I think a lot of these mechanics are like owe their inspiration to like, okay, you reach 0 HP in Dungeons and Dragons. That doesn't mean you're dead. You have to like go into the minus in order to actually die. There's still like you're at the extreme low point, and now you have to like counteract that. So that's like panic button. But putting that in sort of a character-driven tool in order to access like yeah, it's high risk, high reward. You know, inspired as you say by Kingdom Hearts. I feel like a lot of players are going to be like, okay, either I want to avoid this, which makes play like very informed in a particular kind of sense, like, okay, how do I avoid making this number too high, too low? How do I reflect that on my character? Versus the players who go like, I want that every single time. There's a game I'm going to GM next year, which is Monotone Museum, which actually uses a very similar mechanic where there's something like general corruption distortion, it's called. The more distorted a character accumulates, like the more close a character becomes to like being corrupted. If you go over certain thresholds, you gain access to more and more distortion powers. But every time that increases, you actually have to roll sort of like a permanent trauma stat. And also, the more you use your distortion powers, you like raise your distortion level, which means that okay, you can use these powers, but that's going to accumulate traumas that exist on your character, and then tippity like cherry on top, at the end of like an arc, you sort of like count how high the distortion level of a character is, and if it is above a certain threshold, like no buts or ifs about it, that character turns into like a villain. Just boom, immediately. And that is like, that reminds me a lot of like what you've written for Hearts Beats and Sing. Like, I love that shit.
Yeah, I really wanted to make something that had big like shonen battle anime energy, and the kind of like teetering on the edge of being both really powerful but also screwing yourself over. I think is a really fun mechanic to play even without the story, but then when you layer that into what it means in the story, you can take it into interesting new directions. That was a really long-winded answer to your question, Radiant Mackerel, but I hope you found that game design discussion interesting and useful. I'm so glad that somebody actually rewarded that incentive.
Yeah. I mean, it's game design. You can't be concise about this stuff.
True, it can get really elaborate and into the weeds about it. I wonder if actually having a kind of like a round table sounds really pretentious and overly formal, so not that. But, you know, a streamed discussion about a specific game design idea, whether that would be something that people would be down to like watch or listen to, that would probably be fucking sick. Anyway, video games. Video games exist.
Dave Nardo.
Let's hack a server.
Oh god.
Oh, this one's big. Oh dear. This might take the rest of the stream. We'll see. Yeah. Actually, let's go beat this puzzle room and see how long it takes us, and then I think wrap up the show. But
that was good.
I perceive a growing concentration of hosts. Soon they will outnumber my companions.
No.
When the balance shifts, how will the laws of motion change? I must maximize their utility while I still can.
Oh no. It's a utilitarian. Stop.
Okay, so how many servers do we have in here? We have 2 servers. We have one down there. Oh! Little one, when you were many, I felt your determination, your collective will. Now in your withdrawal, confusion roars. And there's one up here. So let's shoot for these. Let's shoot for these. What are these connected to as well? These 2 rooms are not... They're connected to each other by power, but they're not connected by elevator.
Oh god, that means we're gonna have to get creative.
Yeah, so he's gonna be responsible for coming up here. This guy is gonna be responsible for all of this.
Okay. Yeah, and also the extra generator. It's gonna be useful.
I guess let's see if we can get this extra generator online first. That's our most important mission. Right. Okay.
Who's were you gonna stream a session of Heartbeats and Symphony?
I do want to stream Heartbeats in Perfect Sync. I haven't organised that yet. Excuse me. A little bit of extra water. Turns out that the hazelnut one had tiny bits of hazelnut in it.
Oh no.
Kill surprise. Yeah, no. I decided that even though I wanted to do this set of streams as like my Christmas streams, but I'm not going to be doing any more this year. However, I have a whole bunch of things that I want to do in January because January is my birthday month, and I always do more big streams for that kind of like weekend. So there'll be that. There'll be a session of Arcana Core. There'll be a session of On All Frequencies, which is a micro RPG I wrote for James D'Amato's new book. There'll be a whole bunch of stuff going on in January, so get hyped for that shit.
Get hyped.
Right. So this is never going to be useful, that vertical line, so let's just break that.
No.
That, well... I can't change that even if I wanted to, because there's no power in that room.
Right.
So let's do this.
Oh yeah, and then you can access the first MOOC.
Yes. We are currently at max capacity. What can I turn off?
Himbo obtained.
I did. Himbo get. I think I can probably turn those two off.
Acquire Bimboy.
It seems that there's no lift here, so he's stuck in the basement. It seems.
Oh, man.
Rip that guy. I can't turn this on. Huh. Oh, because it's not connected to.
No, we have to do it via. Okay.
Oh boy. Okay, I see what I need to. I see what I need to do. So let's turn. I have to turn this on, then this on.
Let's see. A serious training document. Power 3. Gen X generator overloading. Linking Gen X units permits advanced power distribution in secure sectors. However, combined systems present unique risks. When severing a connection between generators, personnel should always assess the potential for overload conditions. The diagram below demonstrates the consequences of reckless key linking. Yeah?
Oh, so if you overextend it, something could break horribly. So there is a fail state. The connection is okay.
Yeah, the connection is broken at a point that leaves one unit supplying power above its unlinked max load. This triggers Gen X overload protection, disabling the affected unit and cutting power to all affected connected nodes. To avoid critical data loss, observe the unlinked maximum load of all generators in a linked system before returning them to isolated operation.
Okay. So we need to double check what the load is, max load is, before we start getting fancy.
Every system.
This is limits. Sustaining power across linked generators. It requires careful observation of each unit's unlinked max. When the chain is broken by accident or design, the grid imposes measures to protect itself. Low supply generators are vulnerable to overload. This is a critical insight, not a moment too soon. So you could probably do something really... You could intentionally cause an overload if you want to do something fancy.
Alright.
So I need to get enough power to this room to be able to flip this around, because I need... That seems to be the fastest way to... I'm now having a thing about where I'm supposed to go, because I can't, let's dispossess for now. I can't turn this one off. I can't turn this one off. These two are the only rooms that I can disable. But if I disable either of these, I can't turn this one on, because these two need to be connected first. Which suggests that I desperately need to get this one online. How do I get to it, though? I can get to it by possessing this guy.
How do you get there in the first place? Oh! Okay. I'm putting my thinking hat on.
Or actually, no. Let's make sure that this is on, and then I can do that.
Okay, and the generator tile with like the 4-4 on it, you can rotate that one, right?
No. Oh, whoops. I can rotate that line, but I don't know if I have a reason to do so yet. I think.
Oh no, I see it. That's collected right. Okay. Oh yeah.
There we go. Because now I can dispossess. And possess this one. Oh, I'm at my max capacity though. Ass. Right, so now that these are all linked up, I can turn these two off because I don't need them right now.
And that's why that guy is in the basement. Alright, so now...
And this guy can go wherever, so let's go and put him up here. And I can connect this room.
Yeah. So then... this is... you can rotate it clockwise, I think. Because you can also go... No, because that you can't connect it to the generator. You're gonna have to like first connect it to the generator by rotating it counterclockwise.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this. Oh no, not that. I'm gonna have to do this and then possess. Oh, damn it! I see. I need to specifically break this connection.
Oh goodness.
Oh, this is hard. Okay, I still have.
Sucks,
I still have one PowerPoint floating. So let's actually use that because this game clearly wants me to make sure I am working at max capacity at all times. So let's turn this one on. I can do this and not break anything.
Yeah, good call.
And then I can turn this off and turn this one on. Right. And then I can disconnect.
No, it doesn't connect to the one on the left.
Ah, right, yeah. I need to go up here. I no longer need this power on, so I can do it this way instead. There we go. And I can disconnect that, and then I can rotate this. Whoa, not that way.
Oh, you make a loop.
And then I can do this, and then this. So that's now all connected up. I don't know what this means, but it feels more useful. Because if it was going vertical, it connects to nothing. So there seems to be no sensible reason to not have this be horizontal. If you get what I mean.
You made a nice... Yeah, no, I get it. And like it is also geometrically pleasing to have them all lined up like that.
Yes, order has been restored.
Yes.
Okay.
So, now I can continue back to it, I guess?
Yeah, I guess I can do... Can I do this?
Yeah.
Cool. But what does that mean for me? It is really annoying. I can't see any way for me to...
Oh, if you rotate it now... If you rotate the middle one, so like the MINOS northward, that means you have two different currents with only one in the entry port.
Yes.
So
that could be really useful. Yes, good point. So now I can actually rotate this one freely. Because
you have access to... You can download a woman whenever you want.
I love to download a woman. You wouldn't download a car.
But you would a woman. Would you download 7 rats?
Oh, I would absolutely download 7 rats. There we go.
The question you should be worried about is, when have the rats finished downloading you?
I think I can now stop powering this room, because I won't need to rotate that room ever again.
Yeah.
And I think I can, well... So we have multiple ways of getting power around here now, which is good.
Yeah. Oh, and that means you can rotate the top right.
Yes.
Up the circuit.
Yes.
Without any consequence.
So...
look at us being brain geniuses.
Oh man, we're so smart. We're so fucking smart. Oh my god.
Yeah. And you know what? This was the part of high school math that I was the worst at. I am so bad with shapes, geometry, that kind of thing, trigonometry. I have no spatial insight whatsoever. I can't... If you ask me, Ruben, imagine like a triangle. I'm like, okay, now I have it. The 2 seconds.
So this one has a... This one... No, it's all good. We got there. So this one has a power service of 2. I see. Well, we can break it intentionally here and not snap anything.
Yeah.
And now it's powered on its own.
So now we can... Oh, if we rotate the... Yeah. Ooh, okay.
Oh?
But it's not connected to any power, so...
Ah, right. Excuse me. I understand. Let's...
So, I think if you rotate the top right one to connect to the current above it, by
Wrong way. And I can rotate this
yeah,
one.
like that. No, I don't think you have to do anything with that.
Oh?
I think you can just leave it for what it is. Because the current's gonna keep going.
Oh, yeah. I understand. Let's see. There's power going this way. So, how do we connect power up? Oh, I see. I was trying to connect the wrong thing. Let's get this back connected. Possess him. And now we can turn this one on.
Oh, yeah. That's what he's useful for. Those 2 rooms.
I mean, 3 rooms, but yeah. Don't sell him short. It's 3 rooms.
Hey, intern. These are your rooms now. 3.
Right. Let's see. So now, do I want to rotate this one so it's vertical? I guess I do.
Yeah, that's not gonna overload because it's still at the 2.
Because we want to get hold of this one in a bit. So let's go and rotate this way, and this way. And then power's going to that. We need to possess
in the left
them.
there. The break room just looking up unsavory websites on company blog.
Your smoke break is over. Time to become a vessel for the machine. Deface yourself and face to bloodshot. Wrong way. There we go.
Oh, we got lore.
Oh, yes! It turns out that both of these were necessary for this mission.
You think I don't know what this is about? There's no I'm letting you stick a microchip with no safety record into my body just as you creeps can scrutinize my pee breaks. I'm pregnant, okay? Enough justification for you? Forwarding this so everyone sees how Asteria is really Dear Sandra Jacobi, as you know, the Asteria's mega corporation places the utmost value in the happiness and productivity of its employees. From time to time, financial and...
Oh, sorry. Somebody was leaving chat. Goodbye, Onion Vulture. Thank you so much for joining. I don't know I'm waving. You can't see me.
Bye. We're waving both. Bye. From time to time, financial and executive mandates require us to identify inefficiencies in otherwise robust business structures. These assessments are not personal in nature, but rather an effort to harmonize spending for the long-term health of the organization. Today is my unfortunate duty to inform you that your position as Senior Help Desk Manager 2 no longer exists.
Ooh.
While we sincerely appreciate your expertise and service, we can no longer offer you employment at this time. For your comfort and safety, security will arrive shortly to ensure an uneventful departure. So, she was cut off writing mid-email.
I know, she's like, I refuse to be chipped. Because that's, a gross violation of policy. I'm gonna forward this to everybody so everybody knows, and it seems that she got before she could send the email or something.
Yeah. Goodness.
Other minds frustrated by intolerance. It seems the creators cannot abide us. They would rather isolate than understand. Message!
Ooh, is this politics?
Oh,
get that shit
in
out
a
of here.
Cyberpunk game? What? What?
Oh my god.
Well, I never.
Machine learns about capitalism and its inhumane treatment of human biology.
Right, there we go. Let's see. Because those two at the top no longer need to be powered anymore, so those can stay as they are. That can probably go offline. We'll see. Oh no, I do need to rotate that.
Yeah, you need to keep it.
That needs to stay as it is.
You need that little bridge on the top to connect eventually to the lower right node, because I think it's the best way to connect it.
It's finding a way to get hold of this, so we need to flip this vertical at some point, which we can do quite swiftly, actually, I think.
Yeah, we can like flip that one and then the main node.
Yep, that doesn't break any power circuitry, so that's good. And then we can do this.
Yeah. There we go, and then we can just flip them back.
Oh, I need to make this vertical, and then this vertical. All rooms are powered!
Oh my god, look at how beautiful that is. And now we can get Monica there in the server room.
Janice.
Janice, you're my robot now. You're my real doll, Janice.
Oh no. I need to think. I need to think very carefully about how to make this work. So this needs to do that.
Yes.
Because that's the only way you can get it in. So we're going to.
Oh! I have it. So go to your central node, and I'll direct you step by step.
Okay, I need to power this on. Do I have capacity?
Yes, that one has to be on. So I think you can go back to.
Oh right.
Thomas.
Yeah.
On the
To
top right
Thomas
there.
up there, possess him, turn that off because I no longer need that room.
There we go. Night.
Light.
That on in the
Oh
camera.
no. There's a reason why I can't do that because it's not connected directly to the power room.
To the power. Okay, so to circumvent that.
This is fine. We can still work with this. So maybe because we're at capacity 4, so we can still like 2 more rooms. So I just need to do this. I'm okay. I'm allowed to do that. But now I have to be really careful about where I break the circuit, if any.
Well, you can use Richard on the left there to get rid of the
one at the
mice
top.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that wouldn't really influence anything drastically.
I also need to think about... Yeah, okay. So I need to possess you. I can turn this off. And now we're running on separate power sources. Good. Excellent. So I'm not gonna... I'm terrified of what happens if I fry the system, so I really don't want to do that. Right, okay, cool. So we now need to... I can turn you off. So working backwards, we need to rotate this one.
Yeah, to the
But we have to do that very carefully, because if we do it early, then we disconnect ourselves from the power, and that would be really bad.
Yeah.
So we need to rotate that one first, actually, I think.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. So we can actually just create a closed loop.
Okay, so let's do this.
Right.
It seems we did need that room on after all, but... Oh, right. So I need to... Right, okay. Staying connected this way is okay. We're not going to fry anything if we do. We just need to be really careful. So I need to do this. Cool.
Yep.
We're operating at max capacity now, but we're not going to break anything, I don't think.
And then we can rotate the one at the bottom. Right? Yeah. So that's clockwise. Yeah.
Possess...
Now we can...
Oh, we can just leave.
Turn off any...
We can just leave. We're done, right?
I think so. We're at full capacity, but we can turn off the top one again. Oh, I think we have to turn off the top one.
Oh.
Great space. No, I mean the one to the left of that.
Turn off this one.
Yeah, we can turn that one, so we are at 5 out of 6, and then we can just turn on the
Ah,
power.
right. Okay. Let's possess this.
Awaken my master.
Because I'm like, we have a direct connection to the goal. Why is the game mad? But that's all we needed to do, is have a direct path to the exit, apparently, isn't it?
Yeah.
Still no?
Now we can. No, we have to turn on the power in that room, right?
Oh, right. Yes, I understand.
Yeah. So we take her, put it on.
Ah.
Oh, it gets from the what? What are you doing? Oh my god! What the fuck? This is.
So we are currently at max capacity.
Okay, so what is actually the problem here?
I think we need to actually intentionally circuit break, otherwise we
Oh.
Okay, let's go find out what happens if we circuit break then, I guess. Or no, we don't need this one on yet. We rotate these two last, so we can still have the wiggle room by possessing this guy, turning this one on. Oh no!
Yeah.
Whoops. Misclick.
Come back.
So now there's power floating from the room above to the room below.
Yeah.
If I now rotate this, we still maintain a closed, stable loop.
But that's gonna overload. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, because it's. But if you turn that on.
These rooms are still touching, so we aren't overloading just yet, thank goodness. Is it this one that I need? Yes, because I now can turn off. Oh, I can now turn off the one up here. There we go. We're operating on separate grids again.
Okay.
And now I can turn on 3 here, and we should be fine.
Okay.
Maybe?
I hope.
Yes. So we possess him, turn on this room, turn on this room, rotate this once. We're now connected. We don't need to rotate this room anymore, so we can turn this... Oh, no, not dispossess.
No. But the power only goes into the last room from there.
But, okay, let me dispossess quickly. So these rooms are connected as well.
Oh.
So I can turn this one off and turn this one on.
I see. I think I get it.
So I'm going to turn this off.
That works. Beautiful.
And then turn this one on. Oh, it still says no?
Oh no. Yeah, because look, the line between the room.
Oh, there needs to be power going to it for it to actually work, huh?
Yeah.
Shit.
So if you. Oh my goodness.
Oh, fiendish, fiendish. We are so close. Okay, so what happens if we steal power then?
Yeah. We're gonna have to find out what happens.
So what happens if I... Because they're both connected to each other, so they should be able to... Because none of... let's disconnect for a second so I can move faster when I'm not possessing people. These are now superfluous to requirement, it seems. It's a different way to get round to here, but I don't need it.
No. Oh, goodness.
So I need an extra power source to be able to get here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rooms lit. They have to be consecutive, I guess, or I can't turn this. I can't turn either of these rooms off. So there's definitely a min capacity of 2.
Yeah. I don't understand how to get like the power to the last room at all. Because it has to be from the top.
I suppose I can possess this guy and tell him to turn off the power to this room and free up 1 slot. I don't know what that would do.
Only for that generator, though.
Yeah. I want to see what happens. Whether it's just like, no, don't be stupid. You can't do that. Yeah, because we're currently connected, so we're max capacity 4.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm having to think about which other orientations I can combine this to. So I could connect it up this way, and it would force me to loop round that way and not... No, I can't loop around that way, because that would just go into nothing. So if I connect it this way, I can only have it point down, and then it would connect to nothing, because we need that junction there. So yeah, it can't connect that way. It can't connect this way because it would just go straight into the floor. So it can only be connected up. I can't rotate that anywhere. Because if you rotated it that way, it'd power that... Ooh, oh!
Ooh. What? Did you have an epiphany?
Okay. So, if I do this...
Alright. Cue the critical music.
We now have power going. And we might have some more flexibility about how we move stuff around, maybe. I'm not sure. We can change this back because we can still turn that vertical
Wait,
if we need it to be.
What happens if you... So, if you like select the one on the right here?
This one?
To the right.
Oh, sorry, this one.
Yeah, so what happens if you give it power and then rotate it, like if you just rotate it 90 degrees? So
okay, I think I see what you mean. Because then power will be flowing into that room and then we could connect it to this one.
I think,
maybe. Alright.
Worth a shot.
Okay, so now we need to think about the process of getting that connected. So we need to do that, so the power is flowing around this way of the circuit. We need to get power to that room, so... big thinks.
Oh my god. Cue like critical hit music. JoJo Overdrive.
Then we can disconnect. And we can turn this one
now.
sideways.
Now.
And then we need to put
overdrive.
This back on the circuit again.
Yeah. Now we rotate those two.
And then we can possess this one, so it's going to take the room back off because we don't need power to that room anymore. It's having to turn off the power to the rooms as you go. That makes it surprisingly slow, but I get it. I understand. Now, what can I do this? No.
No, I think you have to rotate. If you rotate the mainframe.
Because the thing is, the moment I disconnect this, I no longer get access to this guy.
Right.
Or...
Ooh. Brain plays. Thinking and puzzles. Puzzles and thinking.
If I do this, I don't break the circuit, so... can I not? Oh, right.
Welcome.
I need to turn these. And then if I turn this off, it turns off both of them. Okay.
Yeah. Please. Police help.
Okay, right. Give me a second. I'm gonna go quiet while I concentrate about thinking this through. I'm sorry that that's bad air, but I'll work my way through it.
Should I bring out the homoerotic 18th century?
Please do bring out some erotic 18th century homoeroticism while I see if this works. I'm gonna go silent for a while.
Let's see here. Let's see. I'm gonna pick William Beckford and let's see, William Beckford and Master Saunders. Tuesday, 8th September, 1807. If it is at all possible, go to see an angel called Saunders, who is a tightrope walker at the Circus Royale and a certain captivator of every bugger's soul. Farewell. Friday, the 11th of September, 1807. I'm afraid that the angel is no longer at the circus. Highest heaven is where he exists. What a blessed creature. How happy I would be if I could save such a beautiful soul.
Yes!
Pissing... You did it? Oh my god.
We've got power to this room now. Now it's just a matter of being able to rotate the things around so we can get it where it needs to be.
Fucking hell. Okay.
Continue.
So... Okay. Pissing Wednesday, 23rd of December. So this is William Saunders' way of annotating good days. It is wretched weather with fog everywhere, and in this lovely sky there are no cherubim to be seen except the dwarf, the ghoul, and pale Ambrose. I can hear nothing except Mr. Wyatt, his architect, lamenting like a prime minister. Oh, did you do it?
I blew the circuit.
Oh my goodness.
Fuck. Oh no! Can I go back? Okay, good. Oh, I was very scared for a moment there. I know why that blew too. I need to specifically turn the power to this room back off temporarily. God. Sorry, continue.
The Sunday of Return to Life, 11 October. In a room at Brunette's Hotel, Leicester Square, he is going to appear. How my heart beats. For God's sake, be careful. Risk nothing. Shall I kiss? No, for God's sake. Not yet. Be discreet, moderate, collected, and cold. If that's possible, rays of the sun in full. Talk of this and that, of a contract, of parrots, oranges and lemons, etc. Make yourself his friend, but not a lover. Nothing suspicious. Rest deleted as being scabrous. Decency, decency. But I'm not sure that without witnesses present, the risk isn't great. Discussing this face to face, alone with the angel himself in his own room in furnished apartments. Passing into the presence of God without the mediation of his saints is too rash, too. My dear Gertie, my revered and esteemed Akron, do not expose yourself to any peril. Remember me, but at the same time, remember the cursed country in which, for my extreme misfortune, I live. So, extreme gay angst there. Let's see, what else we got here? Maybe a more famous. Oh yeah, Tchaikovsky. Everyone knows Tchaikovsky. Did you know that he was a man lover?
I did not.
Yeah, he was extremely gay.
Huh.
So these are his letters to Bob Davidoff. Bob, as promised, I can report that I finished the sketches for the ballet yesterday evening. You remember how, when you were here, I boasted that I only had about 5 days' work left. How wrong I was. Where I really managed in 2 weeks. No, the old man is definitely deteriorating. Not only is his hair thinning and as white as snow, not only are his teeth falling out and refusing to chew, not only is his sight deteriorating and his eye getting tired, not only are his legs beginning to drag, but the only faculty he has is beginning to fade and disappear. I get very tired if I read in the evenings. It always results in a frightful headache, but unless I read, I don't know how else to kill time at night. This, I mean headaches, as a result of reading, is becoming a serious obstacle alive in the country, which made me decide to look for a place to live that was not in the suburbs of Petersburg, but in the town itself. In general, I think it would be simpler to end Petersburg for good. Just the possibility alone to be able to see more of you is so vitally important for me. I would love to know what you are doing. Write at least a few words.
I think I have it. Do I have it?
Oh.
Do we have power to be able to do this room? Yes!
Get out.
Fuck this game.
Eat it. We're done.
Oh my god, that took so long. Pixie, thank you for joining and lurking. This game is surprisingly hard, so after puzzling through this thing for like half an hour, we're going to do our wrap-up, but that's still going to take a good 20 minutes in itself. So you've come for the cozy part of the stream, so that's entirely okay. Node by node, host by host, the net resolves. We are big brain. Sorry if you were staring at that screaming. I got there eventually.
Node by node, host by host, space ghost, coast to coast.
Yet fresh hesitations arise to replace the old. As I aspire to new forms, what changes do I leave in my wake?
We outie.
God, all of them just immediately go like, oh, power surge.
She's gone.
Okay, I hope that this game auto-saves as we go. I assume it auto-saves after completing the puzzle, because I think now is a good time to move back to the book club scene. Woo. Goodness me. Goodness me.
Goodness.
I'm going to go and close that very briefly.
Yes.
And I think I have... I was considering not pouring myself a second glass of bottom shelf Aldi wine in the second half of the show, but I think I deserve some for thinking through the hard puzzle. The reward.
Shout out to Aldi for always supplying.
Absolutely, absolutely. Didn't you know drinking cheap red wine is all the rage on the internet these days?
Yeah.
Hmm. So that was Bitrat Singularity, or at least the first couple hours of it.
The first 5 brain aneurysms of it.
I think that was the first one that made me go like, oh man, this is, if I don't slow down and think really hard about how to untangle this is going to take me a while. But we got through it. And the next one would be even harder, and so on and so forth. But yeah. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts on that game is like the same thought I have with every puzzle game is like, God, I hope the story's worth it. But because I am like, especially when it's like mathematical type puzzles, I'm at the last one. I just couldn't help doing more because there was like my brain just stopped functioning. And like I saw what was going on. I was like, I can't help you out with this. I'm sorry, Nathan.
I understand. Where's the skip to plot button?
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, that happens in a handful of games, and I respect that. I think, especially off the back of having a sub-theme of discussing accessibility in video games. Special Effect, very specifically as a charity, is about the sometimes I think primarily the physical barrier to playing video games. They make bespoke controllers for people, but there's also the kind of like, I think, psychological barrier to playing video games, especially when it's not inherently the point of the game. You get what I mean? Where it could be a platforming game that just suddenly puts a sliding tile puzzle midway through, and you have to solve the sliding tile puzzle to be able to proceed. And that has nothing to do with the skills required to play a platforming game, so it can be quite frustrating if the game's designed in a way where it's like, well, what is this? I have a feeling the reason why Phantom Dasher brought this up is because I believe that is something that Helltaker offers. If you get super stuck on specific puzzles, it will let you skip them, which I know that the last 2 stages of Helltaker is actually a physical dexterity thing and not a puzzle thing. So I could understand if it let you skip those stages, if you spent the entire thing breezing through the puzzles and it asked you to actually kind of like dodge bullets for a couple minutes at a time. I'm like, well, that's not the skill that I was expecting to have when I went into the block pushing game. So I get it. Having the ability to skip sections is definitely a thing. But this is a game that is just puzzles top to bottom. You know, I wished deeply that Baba Is You has like hint coins like Professor Layton. I think I would have given up on that. That game is real good, but I think I would have given up on that game a lot later into it. I probably would have given up eventually. I'm not going to kid myself, but I would have resigned myself a lot later into the game if it had the ability to give me hints, just one, even if it was like, the steps that you've taken so far is towards an actual solution. I'm like, cool, so I'm not just guessing.
You're doing great, honey. Yeah, just like positive reinforcements.
Oh god, yeah. Any kind of like long, difficult game needs to have a degree of positive reinforcement for me, or I will be a big baby. Give up.
Yeah, I would have loved like maybe an option to just increase the max load limit by 1, just 1. Just to give yourself like more of a break.
Yeah, I think that would probably auto-solve a lot of puzzles in this game. Especially now it's introduced the idea of sharing server load and being able to maintain that. A lot of those puzzles, I guess, stop being puzzles if they give you enough. But But
as a puzzle game, I think it like mechanically they're like connecting. Like I said, like connecting the server nodes is every hacking minigame ever. But the way it plays with like load capacity and also like which rooms are receiving powers as like a subcurrent to that, I think is a good like innovation on those kinds of puzzle games. But we didn't have themes. We didn't have puzzle mechanics as themes or
Yeah, I guess actually reflecting back to the question that Radiant Mackerel asked previously about the discussion of narrative and gameplay and which would be more important. I enjoyed the story that was like behind Bitrat, but it didn't. You could play the game without reading any of those.
For sure.
And the game still works and makes sense. And that's a shame, I think. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because some people don't want to read. Especially if you have to handle an odd font. But yeah, go ahead.
Putting this like extra lore and bits and pieces on like optional server rooms is a nice touch though. Because that does draw out a little bit of curiosity. Like, okay, who are the people working here? Not so much like I don't care about the AI's reaction to that, but more like how do the people like behave in this like corporation that really wants to know your biometric data. And that's something I think like in the first theme that was briefly touched upon. Like it started out as like I am an AI wrapped in a cage. Well, no, it's a good metaphor, but ultimately an AI is an affectless thing. It's you can't be racist against a robot or robot intelligence because it just doesn't have that. Let's just summarize as that humanity. It's just to me, it's just like sci-fi thematics, unless you base it on like an actual existing power dynamic. I didn't find one in the game, but I did like the moment where the AI saw the abuse of the pregnant lady and like her immediate her job termination and coming to the conclusion like she is like me. I thought that was a cool touch.
Yeah, that was a moment of if there was any doubt that Minos was capable of like emotional intelligence. Yeah, that's the term for it, emotional intelligence, being able to read the room, picking up on her emotional position and why she would feel the way that she does. It's a really nuanced idea, I think, and there are definitely AIs written in other games that would not understand that. We were playing Cloudpunk yesterday, and that has multiple Android and AI characters in it, and most of them seem, book smart but wisdom dumb. Throughout a lot of it, there's one character who is very away with the fairies with the kind of dialogue that she has. It's quite spacey, and it's kind of implied that she does not emotionally understand the circumstances at all. She's just kind of poetically phrasing that she's in a difficult spot. And, if I put that character in this position, if I had that character read the email in this game, would she actually understand that? Who knows? Probably not.
Right.
Probably not. So it's interesting that Minos is built with the capacity to understand that kind of thing. Yeah. Even though at the beginning of the game it's like, I don't even know what I am. My expanse is vast and nebulous. I don't understand.
Maybe it's like grabbing at the idea like the self is defined by its constraints, and like as it explores these server banks and sees like all the constraints artificially imposed upon other people and like literally constraints imposed upon rats, it grows to understand that that's what I'm seeing, like the to be human is to be free of all constraints, and that is like the pursuit of true freedom.
Although he realizes quite early that we can just brain jack one, because I guess that's a weird part. Let's think about this deeper, another layer. So let's, if we proceed on the knowledge that Minos is emotionally intelligent. Minos did read the email exchange about that these brain chips are being put in people against their will. But Minos also needs to use those brain chips, and frequently, to be able to do what they want.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been a consideration about that yet.
Yeah, it seems to, like, I don't know if that's gonna be later, but its first reaction to that was like, ugh, how disgusting to have to motor such a vessel. It's like it seems to understand the people with brain jacks as just like objects to its goals. But you've seen the different like sprite types. There's like been like black people, like black employees in the tech sector, like women in the tech sector as well. So like Minos is literally using the bodies of minorities in like an already very like cis heteropatriarchal and white industry at the time. Like by the 90s, that's already been finished. It's like a transformation that's already been completed to like pursue its own freedom, as nebulous as that sounds. So it's using the tools of the master, but like not in a good way.
That is a really... I have a feeling that design decision was not intentional. I think there were probably separate ideas, right, about the self-actualization and emancipation of this AI. And if we're going to have humans in our video game, we're going to have diverse humans. And then not necessarily maybe the consideration of what these diverse humans are doing.
Yeah, and here's how you could have fixed that. Just instead of replacing humans may have been chips, that's enough. But, like, imagine if all the captured rats also were chipped, and that Minos would just like hijack into the rats and control them instead. That would be way less converse to the professed idea of freedom that the game is about.
I can definitely see an alternate... I guess it's an alternate design document. I wouldn't necessarily change the puzzles in this game to do that, but say that the puzzles are really easy to complete if you brainjack someone, and a nightmare to complete if you don't.
Interesting.
And then it kind of pays attention to... the game can be as difficult as you want, but it's maybe making some compromises along the way should you do so.
Interesting. But then, I think that kind of touches on... I think that touches on the like the corporate what do you call that? The erosion of how much effort you want to put into something based on how tedious it becomes, and in a corporate structure that shit hits fast. So like, okay, I could try to make all the effort, but also I can just literally use my interns to solve the problem, for instance, like from a managerial perspective, and to mirror that to Minos and your like that would mean like, okay, I am Minos, I'm going to use these pawns to solve this task for me that I don't want to spend too much brain power thinking, which wouldn't make sense because it's a computer, right? So why would it think to need... So I think maybe that's a good question. Like, why does it think to need these people?
Yeah. It seems that there's kind of like two big what is cyberpunks to this game, and it might require me hashing out the correct wording of it, but we'll get there. There's the kind of, I think, the intentional message of the broadening, understanding oneself requires empathy and then understanding other people, because Minos didn't understand jack shit until they came across a rat, and then by extension these other humans, and then by extension the emails the humans were having to each other, and then managed to understand themselves much better after having these frames of reference. So it's kind of like let's see, did I spell that right? I did, hell yeah. No, I didn't, hell no. 1M, okay. The emancipation of the self requires empathy and understanding of others, even those unlike yourself. Because there's a whole bunch of kind of like, the existence of all these other people in the server system not only is helping them escape, but helps them even understand what they even are. And none of that would be possible if they weren't there, or if they weren't available to be interacted with. And I think that's true even when you're not trying to escape out of a cyberpunk corporate basement It's very, very difficult to understand yourself without a wider reference of other people. You know, there's plenty of other people who, every so often you come across people who be like, I didn't know that non-binary was a thing that you could be until I saw other people talking those terms and living that experience. And yeah, you know, you need to expand your worldview and understand other people to be able to understand yourself sometimes. I think that's quite important. And then there's the other side of it, which is maybe unintentional and definitely a whole lot darker, is that cyberpunk to this game is to be able to use even human resources as pawns to important end goals.
It's just fun because, you know, HR is definitely the villain, like the background villain in the thing. Yeah, I guess like the first point is the punk thing, of like forming community, but even then it doesn't feel, and you know, it's an AI. Nobody knows it exists. It is just an observer. So that like the transition from observer to participant is something that I would like to see in the game if I wanted to like break my brain playing it. But I don't.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how the game ends. I have a feeling there might not actually be that many stages, but if those stages are as cerebrally involved as the one that we beat last, then the game may take a while. What does the game's available on itch.io?
I have an update from the Twitter mentions. Bucket Drum Games, the developers of this game, tweet, really appreciate the thoughtful critique of Minos hacking human hosts and a political/thematic contradiction this presents. Many thoughts. Super grateful to know it provoked a bit of conversation. Well.
Oh! Hell yeah! I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for tuning into the stream and us playing through. So glad that you could also be part of the Be a Better Cyberpunk bundle. I mean, it's definitely the most I have ever made from anything that I have written before, which blows my mind. I'm so glad that everybody is so supportive of queer black art out there, I guess. I don't know, but that there are other people and other creatives who are also benefiting from that is really fucking cool. But yes, I'm glad that I mean, that's the point of the show entirely, is to play games in this genre and then kind of discuss the explorations of what they mean and how that might affect future things that we make. And that's neat. I'm glad that we got to have that experience live on air. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, yeah. So what I'm gonna go and do is I'm gonna kind of go back to our kind of general casual chat screen again, and make sure that my webcam manifests. It seems that it likes to not remember the webcam between scenes. There we go. I'm back, and I'm big. Yes.
Nathan big.
And let's go. Let's choose a vibe, because that's always nice. Let's go for because I have all these loops that I made for Arcana Core. I am so sport for choice in choosing tunes to kind of have behind us, and I'm sure this is all DMCA nightmare shit, but what they're gonna do? I'm making no money off this. This is a charity stream. You wouldn't destroy a charity stream, would you, corporations? Let's not ask that question too hard. Jeff
Bezos is watching you.
But yes, thank you, everybody who's tuned in for another session of Cyberpunk Book Club. And in fact, Cyberpunk Book Club, a special effect charity marathon edition. Special Effect, for those who do not know, is a British charity that specifically helps people with physical disabilities, regardless of their age and background, gain the software and hardware that they need to be able to experience games as art. Because games are art. We've been playing art for the last 3 hours, which is, I think, a great way to spend a Wednesday evening. And everybody deserves the ability to do that, yes. I initially had a very humble goal of £100, and we have already smashed that, and we are fast on our way to £200. Thank you for the follow, Yori. And we even have one more stream to go. This isn't the final stream of this set. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. British Standard Time, GMT, 8 p.m. GMT, which is 3 p.m. Eastern, we will be playing Lockhart Indigo, which is another itch.io Cyberpunk game. Not as part of the Be a Better Cyberpunk bundle, but still cool. Damn cool in its own right. I think it released on Steam recently as well, actually. And it is a robot-focused murder mystery with a Game Boy Color aesthetic and Pokemon battles where you debate with people to get evidence. And that sounds fucking fantastic. I can't.
I'm not gonna be able to be there, but do you have who else is joining you?
That's not set in stone, to be honest. So if any of the Phantom Art Scent crew want to hang out while we play Lockhart Indigo, I believe Will is free on Thursday nights, so I'll ask them. They might be down to hang out. But yeah, that game looks real cool. This game was really, really cool. I really, really enjoyed playing it. I actually got hold of BitRat earlier this year as part of the itch.io bundle of racial justice. To which there were like 400 different things in that. But because I was already looking for games to play on Cyberpunk Book Club, I was like picking through all those and being like, this one seems good, we'll go and take that. And BitRat was on the list. BitRat Singularity was already on the list. So I'm really glad that I got to tick it off the list for multiple reasons. To play it on the stream in general and experience it, to support and highlight the Be a Better Cyberpunk bundle, and to do it for a charity. It's just good feels all around. But yeah. I'll go over the rewards and prizes once more, because even if we're not on air, you can still donate for them, and then I'll pick them up when I'm streaming tomorrow. So, I have 3 rewards on my particular Tiltify for this special effect campaign. If you give me at least £2 and talk to me about any kind of video game design or tabletop RPG design question, I will answer it on air. It doesn't matter how silly it is. I love talking about game design and be more than happy to discuss themes to your suggestion. There are also 2 raffles going on for fancy Elgato pieces of technology, by both of them by donating £10 each. And so you can actually donate £10 multiple times and be entered into the raffle multiple times, because that's how raffles work. We have an Elgato Stream Deck up for grabs, which is something that I use as a streamer to make the process of switching between different sources and different scenes way easier, as well as switching between voices using voice mod. You can even boot specific applications using it. It's pretty clever. You can get quite creative with what you do with the thing. There is also an Elgato Wave 3 mic up for grabs, and under the current circumstances where most of our social communications are over the internet, what are you doing using the laptop microphone? That's unacceptable shit. Don't do it. Get a good microphone.
Hey you, yeah, we're talking to you piece of shit.
I have a super fancy microphone and an interface because my voice is my job, but you don't even need that. Just a microphone that is dedicated and separate to your unit will automatically make you sound way better and give people way fewer headaches.
How's it feel living your life as if, imagine you walk up to a loved one and you cannot speak through anything but a vocoder, and no one can hear you, but everyone can pick up on your nasally drivel and your phlegm and your disgusting breathing. Come on,
yo, let's not drag the audience so hard, Ruben.
No, I'm going. This is my way. This is my way. You're a good cop. I'm bad cop. If you really care about your fellow persons out there, you're going to want to invest in microphone technology, specifically here on this stream.
Indeed. Or any of the Black Twitch UK charity streams that are currently going. You can access, if you're watching on Twitch, and I'll post it also in the chat. If you go to that link specifically, you'll be getting to my charity stream drive, so you'll be donating against my tracker. But you can find everybody's trackers who's participating, and there's a good 7 or 8 people participating. Let's give them all a shout out, because there's a whole bunch of people who are working really hard. Ebonic Sims and Geeky Cassie, 2 people who founded Black Twitch UK on it, as well as Aerowave, Kayla19, Jixie B, Frotrix, and Selena Sims are all are participating. I believe Jixie B, Frotrix, and Selena are actually going to be streaming later in the week. This is going on all week. It's just that my free days were Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But even after my streams are done, you can catch so much more by going to the Tiltify link that's immediately below my head at tiltify.com/+BTUK/BTUK. I will also post that in the Twitch chat. And with that, I think that's a show, everybody. Do you want to shout? Is there anything that you want to shout out, Ruben? Because I love letting my guests shout out their hard work as well, if you would like to.
The only thing I want to shout, let it all out is these are the things that we can't do without. Come on. I'm talking to you. Come on.
Very good, very good.
Show.
I am going to reward myself with the remainder of... I didn't even really touch the red wine, so I'm going to enjoy the red wine and a reward macaron. I still have some more left, but this will be my final reward macaron for the evening. Everybody, you all have a wonderful evening, and I will see you at 8 p.m. GMT tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody.
Goodbye.